And second, nanorobotics significantly enhance sensitivity and also therapy. They can act as ultra-sensitive biosensors, monitor biological changes in real time, and even deliver drugs directly to target cells. And the third, when we bring it together between AI and also nanorobotics, it can make the potential is more greater. The integration supports precision oncology and move us closer to a real-time, closed-loop cancer prevention system where detection, predictions, and also intervention all happen in one continuous cycle. And finally, I need to emphasize that the remaining challenges globally, there is a still lack of large-scale clinical validation. And in Indonesia, most research is still at the prototype stage. This shows that while the technology is promising, translation into real-world practice is still limited. So overall, this research has like both of the exciting opportunities and the uh, gaps that we still need to overcome. Next. Okay. From year 2020 to 2025, we can see a clear evolution. In the early years, AI was first applied to radiomics and pathology to detect molecular signals. And by 2021 to 2022, the focus expanded to multi-center validation, immunotherapy biomarkers, and even the first AI nanotech drug delivery trials. And then in 2023 and 2024, bigger clinical trials have shown with microbiome integration and rapid nano-optical sensors like SIRS and also EVS. And finally, in year of 2025, the idea of a closed-loop prevention system was proposed by combining AI predictions and nanorobotic intervention in one adaptive cycle. And of course, there are still important research gaps. And the first is conventional biomarkers remind how limited in sensitivity and often require invasive validation. And nanorobotics over ultra-sensitive detections, but most studies are still at the prototype and silico stage without large-scale clinical trials. And the last is in Indonesia, biosensor studies exist, show such as the gold nanoparticles, HER2, sensors, and Zaliva biosensors, but they remain at the laboratory level without integration with AI or nanorobotics. And also, what's new in this review is first, that is one of the earliest to highlight the synergy of AI and robotics specially for biomarkers analysis. And the second, it introduced the closed-loop prevention model covering the whole cycle from detection to intervention. Next slide, please. Okay. And the third is it adds the local contact, showing that Indonesian biosensor research is growing but still at a prototype stage. And finally, it emphasized that the global and local gaps, especially the lack of clinical validation, data standardization, and translation research, which state the agenda for future work. Next slide, please. Okay. From the findings, we can make summaries that several important implications and future direction would be. The first is the integration of AI and nanorobotics can really support cancer's prevention that is both personalized and minimally invasive. Instead of using biopsies, we could move towards smart, adaptive systems that detect changes early and guided targeted actions. And the second is The idea of a real-time closed-loop system is becoming more concrete. Closed-loop prevention means that a continuous cycle of detecting, analyzing, treating, and monitoring. For the example, nanorobotic detected cancer biomarkers, and AI analyzes the data, and then the nanorobotic can deliver target therapy, and the system keeps monitoring the patient in real time. And of course, there are still challenges. The biggest one are the lack of the large-scale clinical trials, the need for data standardization across platforms, and the infrastructure gaps, especially in developing countries, without addressing this translation into a routine clinical use will be remain slow. Okay, that's why that future focus should be on the multidisciplinary collaborations. Engineers is like a stakeholder, clinicals, data scientists, and also working together. Next slide, please. Okay, for the conclusion, the combination of AI and nanorobotics is still highly promising innovation for real-time cancer preventions. And the second is AI enhances detection through multiomics and imaging analysis, while nanorobotic enables ultra-sensitive biosensing and targeted therapy. And the third is research from year of 2020 to 2025 shows significantly progress, but large-scale trials and stronger infrastructure are still needed. And the last is with multidisciplinary collaboration is just like need collaboration with a stakeholder that can move closer to clinical application. Next slide, please. Okay, before I close my presentation, I'd like to leave you with a thought to reflect on. The future of medical is not about replacing humans with technology, but about guiding AI and nanorobotics with wisdom and ethics. So, innovation heals, empowers, and preserves life. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah. Yes, I'm here. Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. The honorable judges, organizers, and participants. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Alivia Dinakamasasi from Health Polytechnic of Bengkulu. At the moment, I will present my paper entitled is Britomics, a non-invasive frontier in personalized cancer diagnosis and treatment to volatile biomarker profiling. Next, please. So, as far as we know, cancer remains the leading cause of death globally, with nearly 10 million fatal cases in 2020. This rate is made worse by delayed diagnosis. For example, the survival rate for lung cancer can increase dramatically from 13 15% in advanced stages to over 80% if detected in the first stage. So, the problem is the standard diagnostic methods such as biopsies mammograms and CT scans are often invasive, expensive, time-consuming, and uncomfortable, which ultimately inhibits mass screening. Next, please. So, because for this reason, Breathomics present itself as a transformative solution. Breathomics is a non-invasive, painless, and rapid-based approach that analyzes chemical component in breath. Basically, we are looking for a metabolic fingerprint. Metabolic changes caused by cancer produce characteristic volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, that can be detected in breath. This provides a real-time window into the body's pathophysiological condition. So, Rhythmics has the potential to shift the healthcare paradigm from reactive treatment to proactive monitoring and personalized prevention through rapid and cost-effective mass screening. Next, please. Then, where do these VOCs come from? VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, are byproduct of the unique metabolic activity of tumors. The main mechanism include, firstly, increased oxidate stress. Cancer cells produce RUS, or reactive oxygen species, which cause lipid peroxidation, releasing VOCs such as aldehydes and alkanes. And the secondly, overexpression of CYP450. This enzyme oxidizes organic compounds producing both such as alcohol and aldehydes. And the thirdly is altered metabolic pathway, or Warburg effect. The hypoxic tumor environment causes cells to rely on glycolysis, producing unique intermediate compounds that become both. And the last is genomic instability. Cancer cell mutation can alter enzymes or pathway, which also produce characteristic VOCs. Next, please. So, how to detect these complex VOCs? We use two main analytical platform. There are mass spectrometry. This is a high precision technology for biomarker discovery. Mass spectrometry is capable of separating, identifying, and measuring individuals' molecules with high specificity. However, this tool is expensive and only suitable for laboratories. And the secondly is there is sensor-based electronic nose, or e-noses. There are portable phase and cost-effective device for screening. E-noses don't identify molecule one by one, but detected characteristic disease patterns or breath prints. Well, the two work together. Mass spectrometry will discover and eNOS will apply for mass screening. Next, please. And breathomics data is highly complex, making artificial intelligence, or AI, essential. AI and machine learning serve to interpret data, it discovers subtle patterns, and distinguish cancer patients from healthy individuals. Common algorithms used include like random forest, which achieve 91% accuracy in breast or mammary cancer diagnosis, and the support vector machine and the neural network. Next, please. About clinical evidence support the performance of breathomics, meta-analysis shows strong diagnostic accuracy, such as average area under the curve, or AUC of 0.94, and then sensitivity of 89%, and then specificity of 87%. Breathomics has shown promising results in various types of cancer, including breast or mammary cancer, and then gastrointestinal cancer and lung cancer, such as the spiral nose study. Next, please. So, the most transformative application of breathomics is in personalized medicine. Vox profiles are dynamic, reflecting the tumor's real-time response to the therapy. Predicting treatment response, studies in esophageal squamous cell carcinoma show that breath tests can predict response to the chemoimmunotherapy with an AUC of 0.860, 86 before treatment begins. This is vital for avoiding ineffective and toxic therapy. So monitoring effectiveness, changing in the breath print can correlate with the therapy response, providing a rapid-based method to identify treatment value much earlier than CT scans. Well, this transfer cancer can into an adaptive, real-time process. Next, please. Even though it's promising, there are some challenges for sure that need to be overcome for routine clinical adaptation, like a lack of standardization, heterogeneity in sample collection, analytical methods, and data processing makes result hard to compare and validate. And the secondly is confounding factor. Profiles are influenced by external factors such as smoking, diet, and comorbidities, which can mask cancer-specific signal. And the thirdly is need for large-scale validation. Large multi-center clinical trials are needed to build robust, generalized models. And the last is AI algorithm refinements. AI model need to be continually improve to reduce false positive and ensure fairness across patient populations. Next, please. So, in the conclusion, Breathomics has become a promising area with a high diagnostic accuracy. Its potential is great, namely as a non-invasive, cost-effective, and powerful tool for like mass screening, early diagnosis, treatment selection, and real-time monitoring. With global effort for standardization and large-scale validation, we will enter a new era of transformative prevention and personalized cancer strategies. Next, please. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thanks for your attention. I'm so sorry for my mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being wonderful participants. But first, we must announce that we shall have a 75-minute break.
Followed by the last two paper presentation of top 5 call for paper competition.
Third plenary speech session by Dr. Amna Javed, Assistant Professor of Nutrition and Dietetics Department, the University of Faisalabad.
Last plenary speech session by Ms. Nokuhanya Tembane, Senior Lecturer of Mangosuthu University of Technology.
And most awaited agenda. Winner announcement of the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference.
We hope that all participants remain in the Zoom meeting.
Thank you for your kind attention, and Almaya, enjoy your rest. See you on the next agenda.
Sekalian, saya izin menginformasikan pada kesempatan kali ini kita memasuki pukul 12.30. Terima kasih untuk si Mari Mas Mbak teman-teman dan juga rekan-rekan sekalian, Bapak Ibu untuk bisa merapat ke tengah panggung untuk melakukan sesi dokumentasi bersama.
Cek. Harusnya. Yang MC sama moderator di tengah ya? Di tengah-tengahnya duta. Jadi masuk di tengah-tengah. Iya benar Pak. Mengarahkan. Ayo cepat yang mahasiswa. Yang EC masuk ke atas saja, jangan membanjar nanti nggak tahu. Nggak tahu, nggak kelihatan. Ya.
Indonesia, known as Nusantara, the archipelago comprising thousands of islands, tribes, and diverse culture, brings millions of hopes and ideals. This is the place where spirit, dreams, and hopes come together for the welfare and prosperity of all people. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has established itself as one of the leading health vocational colleges in Indonesia under the Ministry of Health.
We, the academic community of the Health Polytechnic of Yogyakarta, are firmly committed to support main program of the
dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sidang terbuka Senat Politeknik Kesehatan Kementerian Kesehatan Yogyakarta dalam rangka wisuda angkat sumpah ahli madya dan sarjana terapan kesehatan ke-45 serta pelantikan profesi tahun akademik 2024-2025 saya nyatakan secara resmi dibuka.
Jumlah wisudawan yang diwisuda pada hari ini Selasa Pon 23 September 2025 sebanyak 1.226 wisudawan.
untuk yang beragama Islam. Demi Allah, saya bersumpah.
Demi Allah, saya bersumpah bahwa saya sebagai tenaga kesehatan
Akan melaksanakan tugas saya sebaik-baiknya.
akan melaksanakan tugas saya sebaik-baiknya.
Saya bersumpah atau berjanji
Saya bersumpah atau berjanji. 4.
akan menghormati, membina kerjasama, keutuhan dan kesetiakawanan dengan teman sejawat.
Lulus dari Poltekkes bukan berarti kita selesai belajar, tetapi momen ini justru membuka kita akan kesempatan belajar yang lebih luas.
Kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada orang tua dan keluarga kami. Sungguh, pencapaian yang membahagiakan dan membanggakan ini tak dapat kami raih tanpa dukungan mereka.
Halo teman-teman, perkenalkan saya Lutfiani Syafa, wisudawan profesioner tahun 2025. Kegiatan wisuda hari ini sangat baik dan sangat hikmat, terutama dihadiri oleh wamenkes kita Bapak Dente. Harapan saya untuk teman-teman wisuda sekalian, semoga wisuda kali ini menjadi awal yang baik untuk kita semua untuk menjenjangkan karir yang tinggi dan untuk menyehatkan bangsa Indonesia. Selanjutnya, terima kasih untuk segenap panitia yang bertugas. Semoga Polkes tetap unggul, berbudaya dunia.
Halo, selamat siang teman-teman semuanya. Perkenalkan, saya Muhammad Faisal, wisudawan dari
Guys, he will die.
So dummy. What time is it? It's 12 p.m. Hello guys, you won't believe it. You know what? I just skipped my class again. I spent 5 hours scrolling. Oh my god, my heart hurts again. Yeah?
Hi, I'm your wife from the future. And right now, you look so fresh. You're fetish, lost focus, you have anxious mind, even sleep disturbance and headache. You really need rest.
Oh shoot. What time is it? Huh? I overslept again. Why am I always late? Ish. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Did she really come to my room yesterday?
Hi, I'm Zidane. And before you guys get confused, I'm here to tell you what just happened. Oh, and Rio can't hear me. So, here's the thing. Ria's been crushing hard on Ria, and he will rest, just like what Ria told him on email. Now, let's see what happens next.
Hello guys! Guess what? I just got an email from my love. So today, as your favorite influencers, I'm gonna show you about it.
Now, he's starting with R. Rest your eyes. Every 20 minutes of screen time, take 20 seconds to look at something about 20 feet away. And the best part, you can do it anywhere, just like Rio. Okay, let's make it simple. Just stand by your window, look outside, and let those eyes muscle rest. Now, it's time for E. Enjoy your life.
Indonesia, known as Nusantara, the archipelago comprising thousands of islands, tribes, and diverse culture, brings millions of hopes and ideals.
Dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sidang terbuka Senat Politeknik Kesehatan Kementerian Kesehatan Yogyakarta dalam rangka wisuda angkat sumpah ahli madya dan sarjana terapan kesehatan ke-45 serta pelantikan profesi tahun akademik 2024-2025 saya nyatakan secara resmi dibuka.
Jumlah wisudawan yang diwisuda pada hari ini Selasa PON 23 September 2025 sebanyak 1.226 wisudawan.
Untuk yang beragama Islam, demi Allah saya bersumpah.
Demi Allah, saya bersumpah bahwa saya sebagai tenaga kesehatan
Akan melaksanakan tugas saya sebaik-baiknya.
akan melaksanakan tugas saya sebaik-baiknya.
Saya bersumpah atau berjanji
Saya bersumpah atau berjanji. 4.
akan menghormati,
Membina kerjasama,
keutuhan dan kesetiakawanan dengan teman sejawat,
Lulus dari Poltekkes bukan berarti kita selesai belajar, tetapi momen ini justru membuka kita akan kesempatan belajar yang lebih luas.
Kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada orang tua dan keluarga kami. Sungguh, pencapaian yang membahagiakan dan membanggakan ini tak dapat kami raih tanpa dukungan mereka.
Halo teman-teman, perkenalkan saya Ihscc, wisudawan profesional tahun 2025. Kegiatan wisuda hari ini sangat baik dan sangat khidmat, terutama dihadiri oleh Wamenkes kita, Bapak Dente. Harapan saya untuk teman-teman wisuda sekalian, semoga wisuda kali ini menjadi awal yang baik untuk kita semua untuk menjenjangkan karir yang tinggi dan untuk menyehatkan bangsa Indonesia. Selanjutnya, terima kasih untuk segenap panitia yang bertugas. Semoga Polkes tetap unggul, berbudaya dunia.
Halo, selamat siang teman-teman semuanya. Perkenalkan saya Muhammad Faisal, wisudawan dari Prodi Diplomatika Kesehatan Ihscc. Di sini wisudanya berjalan dengan lancar alhamdulillah dan dikemas dengan nuansa yang keberagaman Nusantara dari Sabang sampai Merauke. Mahasiswanya ada di sini semuanya dan wisudawan-wisudawannya juga sangat mengikuti dengan khidmat. Harapannya untuk Poltekkes Yogyakarta ke depannya dapat mencetak calon tenaga kesehatan yang profesional, unggul, berbudaya dan mendunia dan dapat bekerja di kancah nasional maupun internasional. Terima kasih.
Saya menghadiri wisudawan dan wisudawati Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta yang dihadiri oleh 1.226 wisudawan dan wisudawati. Kita melakukan transformasi kesehatan dan salah satu transformasi kesehatan tersebut adalah transformasi SDM kesehatan. Ini adalah salah satu bagian dari pemenuhan SDM kesehatan yang masih terkendala di negara kita, dan diharapkan para lulusannya nanti bisa langsung bekerja baik di dalam negeri maupun di luar negeri. Serapannya masih sangat banyak untuk pekerjaan di bidang kesehatan, dan mudah-mudahan teman-teman yang lulus pada hari ini bisa mendarmabaktikan ilmu yang didapatkan selama di Kemenkes Yogyakarta di kemudian hari dan bermanfaat secara langsung kepada masyarakat. Terima kasih.
Salam sehat. Saya Budet Agus Tarika, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Sorong mengucapkan selamat kepada para wisudawan-wisudawati, ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga ilmu yang diperoleh menjadi amal yang bermanfaat bagi masyarakat, bangsa, dan negara. Sukses selalu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Saya Dr. Sugianto, SPDM APPSC, Pelaksana Tugas Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang. Dengan penuh rasa bangga dan kebahagiaan, saya mengucapkan selamat wisuda ke-45 pada para wisudawan dan wisudawati Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga pencapaian gemilang ini menjadi awal dari perjalanan mulia dalam mengabdi kepada bangsa dan negara, serta turut mewujudkan visi Indonesia Sehat. Tetaplah berkomitmen, berdedikasi, dan menjadi garda terdepan dalam transformasi kesehatan Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Dini Mariani, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Tasikmalaya, beserta seluruh sivitas akademika mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas terselenggaranya wisuda ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga para wisudawan-wisudawati senantiasa diberkahi ilmu yang bermanfaat, menjadi tenaga kesehatan yang profesional, berintegritas, serta berkontribusi nyata dalam meningkatkan derajat kesehatan masyarakat Indonesia. Teruslah berkarya, mengabdi, dan menginspirasi untuk negeri tercinta.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Saya Budi Kristanto, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Jayapura. Atas nama seluruh sivitas akademika Poltekkes Kemenkes Jayapura mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas wisuda ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta tahun 2025. Sekian dari kami. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat dari tanah Papua.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Afnani Thayyibah, Pelaksana Tugas Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Malang, mengucapkan selamat wisuda ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga para lulusan bisa menjadi tenaga kesehatan yang unggul, kompeten, profesional, dan dapat mendukung transformasi kesehatan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya Sri Rahayu, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Denpasar, mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas terlaksananya wisuda program ahli media dan sarjana terapan Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta yang ke-45. Semoga para lulusan memiliki kompetensi yang tinggi, profesional, dan menjadi tenaga kesehatan yang kompeten, serta mendukung transformasi kesehatan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Novidianto, PLT Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Pangkal Pinang. Dengan penuh rasa syukur, kami mengucapkan selamat kepada para wisudawan dan wisudawati pada wisuda ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga ilmu yang diperoleh menjadi bekal berharga untuk mengabdi kepada masyarakat, bangsa, dan negara. Teruslah berkarya, menjaga integritas, dan menjadi insan kesehatan yang profesional, beretika, serta berakhlak mulia. Semoga keberhasilan ini menjadi awal kesuksesan yang lebih besar untuk masa depan yang lebih baik. Salam hangat dari Civitas Akademika Poltekkes Kemenkes Pangkal Pinang. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat dan sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Saya, Siti Badriah, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Jakarta 3, mengucapkan selamat dan sukses kepada para wisudawan dan wisudawati ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Ini adalah buah dari perjuangan yang panjang, doa, dan pengorbanan kalian semua. Semoga gelar yang diraih menjadi awal langkah yang gemilang untuk menebar kebaikan, menjaga integritas, dan terus berprestasi demi kesehatan masyarakat Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Saya Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Surakarta mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas wisuda yang ke-45 kepada Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga lulusannya segera bekerja dan berkontribusi dalam transformasi kesehatan untuk meraih Indonesia Emas di tahun 2045. Jayalah Poltekkes Yogyakarta. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Indonesia, known as Nusantara, the archipelago comprising thousands of islands, tribes, and diverse culture, brings millions of hopes and ideals. This is the place where spirit, dreams, and hopes come together for the welfare and prosperity of all people. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has established itself as one of the leading health vocational colleges in Indonesia under the Ministry of Health.
We, the academic community of the Health Polytechnic of Yogyakarta, are firmly committed to support main program of the Ministry of Health of Indonesia, focus on the national health system transformation and also national health program priority, including transformation of the new work culture.
Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta, a well-known institution that upholds cultural values, national identity, and respect for diversity, has continuously driven the advancement of technology and innovation with a strong focus on the nation's interests. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has shown its commitment to public service through its impactful achievement and contributions. The college consistently produces highly skilled health professionals who excels in their roles and help advance a healthier society in Indonesia and beyond. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is Nusantara campus, characterized by its diverse student body encompassing various backgrounds in religion, ethnicity, language, and culture. This rich diversity provides a unique multicultural campus experience, fosters a spirit of unity and mutual respect, and upholds the dignity of every individual. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is one of the foremost higher education institutions in Yogyakarta distinguished by its culture-based curriculum and exemplified by the esteemed Kejogjan program. This program is designed to instill the noble values of Yogyakarta culture in students, while also preparing them for a globalized world. In its pursuit of becoming a global institution, Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has been entrusted by the Directorate General of Health Workforce with launching and implementing the international class. This initiative aims to produce graduates prepared to meet the global demand for healthcare professionals. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta provides education for those pursuing a career in the health professions at the 3-year diploma, applied bachelor's, and professional levels. A comprehensive quality assurance system is implemented across all aspects of the 3 pillars of higher education, or the 3 Dharma, ensuring that the education delivered meets all applicable regulations. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is supported by a professor and over 140 lecturers with master's and doctoral degrees, each with extensive teaching and research experiences across various health sciences and technologies. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta proudly offers a wide range of educational facilities, including state-of-the-art laboratories with advanced and modern technology. This fosters a strong and constant research culture indicated by abundant innovative discoveries that benefit society. Supporting infrastructures of Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta were built, including the student dormitory Rusunawa, granted by the Ministry of Public Works and Housing, with a capacity of 84 rooms and accommodating 336 students. This modern and fully equipped dormitory serves as a space for students to engage in various activities, to develop their characters, strengthen their faith, foster their national awareness, and participate in both academic and non-academic programs. The 4-story integrated library building, Gra Literasi Husada, was designed with a modern concept to meet the evolving needs of students. It offers a vast collection of scientific books and resources and has been accredited at the A level. The numerous challenges and opportunities have inspired Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta to continuously innovate, shift mindsets, and optimize technology use. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is committed to transforming work culture and advancing the health transformation agenda through 6 key pillars. Its focus is on enhancing healthcare quality, expanding the distribution of healthcare workers, improving accessibility, and reducing regional disparities in healthcare services nationwide. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta, unggul, berbudaya, mendunia.
Guys, he will die.
So Dambi! What time is it? It's 12 p.m. Hello guys, you won't believe it. You know what? I just skipped my class again. I spent 5 hours scrolling. Oh my god, my heart hurts again. Yeah?
Hi, I'm your wife from the future. And right now, you look so fresh! You're fetish, lost focus, you have anxious mind, even sleep disturbance and headache. You really need rest.
Oh shoot! What time is it? Huh? I overslept again! Why am I always late?
Yo, wait, oh my god. Did she really come to my room yesterday?
Hi, I'm Zidane. And before you guys get confused, I'm here to tell you what just happened. Oh, and Rio can't hear me. So, here's the thing. Ria's been crushing hard on Ria, and he will rest, just like what Ria told him on email. Now, let's see what happens next.
Hello guys! Guess what? I just got an email from my love. So today, as your favorite influencers, I'm gonna show you about it.
Now, he's starting with R. Rest your eyes. Every 20 minutes of screen time, take 20 seconds to look at something about 20 feet away. And the best part, you can do it anywhere, just like Rio. Okay, let's make it simple. Just stand by your window, look outside, and let those eyes muscle rest. Now, it's time for E. Enjoy your life. Let's make new real friends.
Hello, what good friend?
Oh, maybe let's try somewhere else? Yeah, just like that. Finding a real connection, purpose, and real joy. Next up, we move on to S. Stretch your body. Too much screen time can stiff your body. So, let's stretch it out. But instead of stretching body, Rio just invented the moving static pose. Well, maybe a simple jog fits Rio better. Easy, refreshing, and good for his muscles. And finally, T. Time limit. After hours online, Rio needed a break.
Oh, wait. It's book. Oh my god, I think it's time to sleep.
Oh look! Today, Rio wakes up on time! And best of all, no no headache. Now, he's ready for his class. But then, he realized something.
Wait, it wasn't Ria. It was me. Huh? Yeah? Why you here? So, Ria never came to my room. I remember it now. Thank you myself.
Okay, now there is no more Flash in his life, and he's ready to become better with
Hello
rest.
guys, welcome to my vlog. So today I'm in the school.
But in his peaceful day, something happened.
Oh wait, guys, there's my crush over there. Ria! Hey Ria! Wait, you look lush!
Ow!
Hey, you also need to rest. Come on, let's go!
Dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sidang terbuka Senat Politeknik Kesehatan Kementerian Kesehatan Yogyakarta dalam rangka wisuda angkat sumpah ahli madya dan sarjana terapan kesehatan ke-45 serta pelantikan profesi tahun akademik 2024-2025 saya nyatakan secara resmi dibuka.
Jumlah wisudawan yang diwisuda pada hari ini Selasa PON 23 September 2025 sebanyak 1.226 wisudawan.
untuk yang beragama Islam. Demi Allah, saya bersumpah.
Demi Allah, saya bersumpah bahwa saya sebagai tenaga kesehatan
akan melaksanakan tugas saya sebaik-baiknya.
akan melaksanakan tugas saya sebaik-baiknya.
Saya bersumpah atau berjanji
Saya bersumpah atau berjanji. 4.
akan menghormati,
membina kerjasama,
keutuhan dan kesetiakawanan dengan teman sejawat, Lulus dari Poltekkes bukan berarti kita selesai belajar, tetapi momen ini justru membuka kita akan kesempatan belajar yang lebih luas.
Kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada orang tua dan keluarga kami. Sungguh, pencapaian yang membahagiakan dan membanggakan ini tak dapat kami raih tanpa dukungan mereka.
Halo teman-teman, perkenalkan saya Ihscc, wisudawan profesional tahun 2025. Kegiatan wisuda hari ini sangat baik dan sangat khidmat, terutama dihadiri oleh Wamenkes kita, Bapak Dente. Harapan saya untuk teman-teman wisuda sekalian, semoga wisuda kali ini menjadi awal yang baik untuk kita semua untuk menjenjangkan karir yang tinggi dan untuk menyehatkan bangsa Indonesia. Selanjutnya, terima kasih untuk segenap panitia yang bertugas. Semoga Poltekkes tetap unggul, berbudaya dunia.
Halo, selamat siang teman-teman semuanya. Perkenalkan saya Muhammad Faisal, wisudawan dari Prodi Diplomatika Kesehatan Ihscc. Di sini wisudanya berjalan dengan lancar alhamdulillah dan dikemas dengan nuansa yang keberagaman Nusantara dari Sabang sampai Merauke. Mahasiswanya ada di sini semuanya dan wisudawan-wisudawannya juga sangat mengikuti dengan khidmat. Harapannya untuk Poltekkes Yogyakarta ke depannya dapat mencetak calon tenaga kesehatan yang profesional, unggul, berbudaya dan mendunia dan dapat bekerja di kancah nasional maupun internasional. Terima kasih.
Saya menghadiri wisudawan dan wisudawati Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta yang dihadiri oleh 1.226 wisudawan dan wisudawati. Kita melakukan transformasi kesehatan dan salah satu transformasi kesehatan tersebut adalah transformasi SDM kesehatan. Ini adalah salah satu bagian dari pemenuhan SDM kesehatan yang masih terkendala di negara kita dan diharapkan para lulusannya nanti bisa langsung bekerja baik di dalam negeri maupun di luar negeri. Serapannya masih sangat banyak untuk pekerjaan di bidang kesehatan dan mudah-mudahan teman-teman yang lulus pada hari ini bisa mendharmabaktikan ilmu yang didapatkan selama di Poltekkes Yogyakarta di kemudian hari dan bermanfaat secara langsung kepada masyarakat. Terima kasih.
Salam sehat. Saya Budet Agus Tarika, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Sorong mengucapkan selamat kepada para wisudawan-wisudawati, ahli media dan sarjana terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga ilmu yang diperoleh menjadi amal yang bermanfaat bagi masyarakat, bangsa, dan negara. Sukses selalu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Saya Dr. Sugianto, SPD MAPPSC, Pelaksana Tugas Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang. Dengan penuh rasa bangga dan kebahagiaan, saya mengucapkan selamat wisuda ke-45 pada para wisudawan dan Wisudawati Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga pencapaian gemilang ini menjadi awal dari perjalanan mulia dalam mengabdi kepada bangsa dan negara, serta turut mewujudkan visi Indonesia Sehat. Tetaplah berkomitmen, berdedikasi, dan menjadi garda terdepan dalam transformasi kesehatan Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Dini Mariani, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Tasikmalaya, beserta seluruh sivitas akademika mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas terselenggaranya Wisuda Ahli Madya dan Sarjana Terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga para wisudawan-wisudawati senantiasa diberkahi ilmu yang bermanfaat, menjadi tenaga kesehatan yang profesional, berintegritas, serta berkontribusi nyata dalam meningkatkan derajat kesehatan masyarakat Indonesia. Teruslah berkarya, mengabdi, dan menginspirasi untuk negeri tercinta.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Saya Budi Kristanto, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Jayapura, atas nama seluruh sivitas akademika Poltekkes Kemenkes Jayapura mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas Wisuda Ahli Madya dan Sarjana Terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta tahun 2025. Sekian dari kami. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat dari tanah Papua.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Afnani Thayyibah, Pelaksana Tugas Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Malang, mengucapkan selamat wisuda Ahli Madya dan Sarjana Terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga para lulusan bisa menjadi tenaga kesehatan yang unggul, kompeten, profesional, dan dapat mendukung transformasi kesehatan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya Sri Rahayu, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Denpasar, mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas terlaksananya wisuda program Ahli Madya dan Sarjana Terapan Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta yang ke-45. Semoga para lulusan memiliki kompetensi yang tinggi, profesional, dan menjadi tenaga kesehatan yang kompeten serta mendukung transformasi kesehatan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Novidianto, PLT Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Pangkal Pinang. Dengan penuh rasa syukur, kami mengucapkan selamat kepada para wisudawan dan wisudawati pada Wisuda Ahli Madya dan Sarjana Terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga ilmu yang diperoleh menjadi bekal berharga untuk mengabdi kepada masyarakat, bangsa, dan negara. Teruslah berkarya, menjaga integritas, dan menjadi insan kesehatan yang profesional, beretika, serta berakhlak mulia. Semoga keberhasilan ini menjadi awal kesuksesan yang lebih besar untuk masa depan yang lebih baik. Salam hangat dari Sivitas Akademika Poltekkes Kemenkes Pangkal Pinang. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat dan sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Saya Siti Badriah, Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Jakarta 3, mengucapkan selamat dan sukses kepada para wisudawan dan wisudawati Ahli Madya dan Sarjana Terapan ke-45 Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Ini adalah buah dari perjuangan yang panjang, doa, dan pengorbanan kalian semua. Semoga gelar yang diraih menjadi awal langkah yang gemilang untuk menebar kebaikan, menjaga integritas, dan terus berprestasi demi kesehatan masyarakat Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Saya Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Surakarta mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas wisuda yang ke-45 kepada Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Semoga lulusannya segera bekerja dan berkontribusi dalam transformasi kesehatan untuk meraih Indonesia Emas di tahun 2045. Percayalah, Poltekkes Yogyakarta. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Indonesia, known as Nusantara, the archipelago comprising thousands of islands, tribes, and diverse culture, brings millions of hopes and ideals. This is the place where spirit, dreams, and hopes come together for the welfare and prosperity of all people. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has established itself as one of the leading health vocational colleges in Indonesia under the Ministry of Health.
We, the academic community of the Health Polytechnic of Yogyakarta, are firmly committed to support main program of the Ministry of Health of Indonesia, focus on the national health system transformation and also national health program priority, including transformation of the new work culture.
Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta, a well-known institution that upholds cultural values, national identity, and respect for diversity, has continuously driven the advancement of technology and innovation with a strong focus on the nation's interests. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has shown its commitment to public service through its impactful achievement and contributions. The college consistently produces highly skilled health professionals who excel in their roles and help advance a healthier society in Indonesia and beyond. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is Nusantara campus, characterized by its diverse student body encompassing various backgrounds in religion, ethnicity, language, and culture. This rich diversity provides a unique multicultural campus experience, fosters a spirit of unity and mutual respect, and upholds the dignity of every individual. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is one of the foremost higher education institutions in Yogyakarta, distinguished by its culture-based curriculum and exemplified by the esteemed Kejogjan program. This program is designed to instill the noble values of Yogya culture in students, while also preparing them for a globalized world. In its pursuit of becoming a global institution, Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta has been entrusted by the Directorate General of Health Workforce with launching and implementing the international class. This initiative aims to produce graduates prepared to meet the global demand for healthcare professionals. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta provides education for those pursuing a career in the health professions at the 3-year diploma, applied bachelor's, and professional levels. A comprehensive quality assurance system is implemented across all aspects of the 3 pillars of higher education, or the 3 Dharma, ensuring that the education delivered meets all applicable regulations. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is supported by a professor and over 140 lecturers with master's and doctoral degrees, each with extensive teaching and research experiences across various health sciences and technologies. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta proudly offers a wide range of educational facilities, including state-of-the-art laboratories with advanced and modern technology. This fosters a strong and constant research culture indicated by abundant innovative discoveries that benefit society. Supporting infrastructures of Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta were built, including the student dormitory Rusunawa, granted by the Ministry of Public Works and Housing, with a capacity of 84 rooms and accommodating 336 students. This modern and fully equipped dormitory serves as a space for students to engage in various activities, to develop their characters, strengthen their faith, foster their national awareness, and participate in both academic and non-academic programs. The four-story integrated library building, Gera Literasi Husada, was designed with a modern concept to meet the evolving needs of students. It offers a vast collection of scientific books and resources and has been accredited at the A level. The numerous challenges and opportunities have inspired Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta to continuously innovate, shift mindsets, and optimize technology use. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta is committed to transforming work culture and advancing the health transformation agenda through 6 key pillars. Its focus is on enhancing healthcare quality, expanding the distribution of healthcare workers, improving accessibility, and reducing regional disparities in healthcare services nationwide. Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta, unggul, berbudaya, mendunia.
Guys, he will die.
So dummy! What time is it? It's 12 p.m. Hello guys, you won't believe it. You know what? I just skipped my class again. I spent 5 hours scrolling. Oh my god, my heart hurts again. Yeah?
Hi, I'm your wife from the future. And right now, you look so fresh! You're vintage, lost focus, you have excess mind, even sleep disturbance and headache. You really need rest.
Oh shoot! What time is it? Huh? I overslept again! Why am I always late? Ish! Oh, wait. Oh my god. Did she really come to my room yesterday?
Hi, I'm Zidane. And before you guys get confused, I'm here to tell you what just happened. Oh, and Rio can't hear me. So, here's the thing. Ria's been crushing hard on Ria, and he will rest, just like what Ria told him on email. Now, let's see what happens next.
Hello guys! Guess what? I just got an email from my love. So today, as your favorite influencers, I'm gonna show you about it.
Now, he's starting with R. Rest your eyes. Every 20 minutes of screen time, take 20 seconds to look at something about 20 feet away. And the best part, you can do it anywhere, just like Rio. Okay, let's make it simple. Just stand by your window, look outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference, live from the Yogyakarta Health Polytechnic.
We hope you have had a wonderful rest, and we shall now continue to the agenda with a presentation from our last two call for paper finalists.
For the 4th presenter, Zilda Urfa Fadila from Poltekkes Kemenkes Surakarta. Zilda Urfa, are you already with us? Hello, Zilda Urfa Fadila. For Zilda Urfa Fadila, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zoda Urfa, and I'm presenting Health Polytechnic Ministry of Health of Surakarta. Before that, can you share my PowerPoint before committee? Okay, thank you. So, cancer is often referred to as the emperor of all maladies. That sentence from Siddhartha Mukherjee emphasizes how powerful and complex this disease is. Cancer is not a single condition, it manifests itself in a variety of ways and evolves over time. And that's why early detection in cancer is difficult. And the truth is, when diagnosis is delayed, the disease progresses, treatment becomes harder, and then chance of recovery go down. Next slide. Cervical cancer in women is an example of diagnosis delay. As the early stage cases are often a few symptoms or pauci-symptomatic and no symptoms or asymptomatic. As a result, many people wait until clinical symptoms like irregular vaginal bleeding or pelvic pain appear before seeking medical help. In that point, the disease is frequently advanced and leading to a worse prognosis. So here, there is prevalence of case study in Indonesia. First, there is 70% people or women identified in last stage of 3 and 4 of cervical cancer by Kemenkes RI. In fact, that is in Yogyakarta, only 3.86% women are willing to undergo the EVA test, or which is used to detect precancerous cervical cancer. This indicates that there is still high chance of late detection because early screening knowledge and engagement are still quite low. In other way, there is pap smear is widely regarded as the gold standard of cervical cancer detection. There is still limitation with a false negative reported up to 40% in cases, often caused by sample issues or human interpretation error. Meanwhile, globally, there is 60.7% of late diagnosis in the cervical cancer women prediction. Why there is a difference here? Because they use an AI as the detection cancer. So a study conducted by Tekalin Ihscc in 2022 showed that 60.7 women are in the late stage. They turning to the AI-based tools that make detection easier. Studies show that artificial intelligence can boost accuracy, cut down false negative, and help doctors to reach diagnosis faster. According to the recent studies, AI can reach up to 97% of accuracy and sensitivity in detecting cervical cancer. What does that mean for us? Patient and above all, efficiency. The quicker then we can heal, we can treat it. Next, please. Here, there is one example of how AI is used for early detection in healthcare. There is a tuberculosis patient in screening model developed by our institution. So directly, this left image, it looks so normal. But when we match against the AI database, it reveals clear sign of tuberculosis in this patient. Using the same pattern, AI models could also be applied to the cervical cancer detection. Next, please. So this study is used a scoping review, which is they are mapping the study above the 2000 primary research article in published in 2024 until 2025, and that individuals with this the database is PubMed and the Science Direct. We use the framework as the PCC as the scoping review framework, which is population is which population is women who undergoing cervical cancer screening, diagnosis, or treatment, with the concept artificial intelligence or deep learning and multimodal methods. So deep learning is specificity of the AI model with multimodal methods with more than one database of screening. So it's not just image, it's not just histopathology, this is not just a pap smear, but this combined that is two database, so it result more accuracy and sensitivity. Next, please. Okay, the first one, this is the model from Shah et al. With Cervifusion Net, is a multimodal hybrid model by CNN, VIT, and GRU. So designed to process coloscopy image and capture temporal change for clinically relevant classification in normal, LSIL, and HSIL. So this is the image of this model. So you can see about the normal, original, and then the other self. So this is used multimodal in for image, original, aesthetic in 60s and 120s aesthetic and iodine. That is different with we can see it's in temporal change in clinically relevant. So it used multimodal in for image, and the method combines CNN, vision, transformer, and GORU with the temporal encoder and capture aesthetic-induced change and a future fusion model to integrate image and text, producing the final diagnosis. Please next. The next one is model from Katerje et al. 2025. This multimodal GNN improves cervical lesion classification by capturing spatial and topological information beyond the standard of CNN. So this is improvement of the CNS models. This use colposcopy image with deep lab featuring and segmentation masked into extract regional features, area, texture, and shape across classes and normal to carcinoma, including augmented and cross-domain datasets. So these segmented regions are converted into graph, nodes into regions, edge into similarity, then classified with GNN layers, tuned via grid search archifold with line-based visualization for interpretability. And please, next slide. Next, please. Before that, I'm so sorry. Okay, so this third model by Siddiqui et al. 2025, cervix ensemble. This cervix ensemble addresses class imbalance and improve robustness in the pap smear and cytology classification. So it used pap smear image as a HRLF and CPAC-MET with augmentation and contrast enhancement, combining base model prediction through the meta learner. So this model is achieved 99.3838% accuracy in HRLF and 98.71 in CPAC-MET, but may face some shift in new clinical settings. Please, next. So the last model that I presented is about multimodal model by CNN G16 by Jemane et al. 2025. So this is model that improve in low and middle income country because they are often incomplete medical records and a shortage of specialists requiring doctors to rely on both patient history and biopsy slides together. So here there is a 404 biopsy slides and a 499 patient records that image processed by FGG16CNN, clinical data with random forest, then fused. So this model is combining image and a patient record, made the model more reliable than using the one type of data, which suit low research of settings. Please next. So here the opportunity of multimodal AI in Indonesia. because they have the big scope with the specific and the challenge into the low middle income country as Indonesia. The first one, the opportunity about the existing foundation. We have IVA test, pap smear, or maybe the before that about the AI, and it's already implemented in the nationwide. The second one is AI potential. So multimodal AI can combine image, patient data to improve accuracy, speed, access in primary care. Because the last model that I mentioned can be used in here. And the third one is readiness to adapt, supported by tech literate society and strong academic institution. So basically, more or the lot of institution that developing a technology to easier in a health way in the detection of cancer. Please, and now the challenge. I'm sorry, we can back into the one slide before, yes. So the challenge is about the high computational cost as a major challenge for AI screen in Indonesia. So it's used a lot of research, a lot of cost, finance, and human and graph-based networks needs lot of GPU power and memory. So this is basically the barrier in Indonesia. Next one, the last. Now about recommendation about this paper, it can be better if we allocate more time in researches for the further research, include both open access and subscription studies to completeness, and seeks expert validation to clinical experiments. So it's one of these limitation about this paper. Next. Thank you. There's all my presentation. I return back to the moderator. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Zilda, for the informative presentation.
Our fifth presenter, Dede Bayu Trinanda, from Poltekkes Kemenkes Tasikmalaya. Hello, Dede Bayu, are you with us? Once again, hello, Dede Bayu Trinanda.
Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
Dede Bayu Trinanda, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all of participants and the honorable judges International Hot Student Competition and Conference 2025. My name is Dede Bayu Trinanda. Participant calling for paper from Poltekkes Kemenkes Tasikmalaya, who in this occasion will present the result of research entitled Literature Review Bioinformatics Detection in Anti-Cancer Drug Discovery. Next, please. Cancer is a complex disease that influenced by various factors, including age and genetic factors. As the number of cancer patients increases, the need for effective drug is becoming more and more urgent. However, the development of cancer drug with conventional methods still face major challenge. The process takes about 10 to 15 years with a very high failure rate, which is more than 90%. This shows that the conventional approach to drug discovery is still inefficient, but in terms of time and cost. In this condition, bioinformatics is present as a solution that offers a faster, more efficient, and accurate way by leveraging large-scale biological data such as genomic and proteomic. Bioinformatics can assist researchers in identifying anti-cancer drug candidates more effectively, Through the systematic literature review, or SLR approach, the study aims to identify various bioinformatic methods that have been used in the discovery of anti-cancer drugs and compounds that have the potential to be anti-cancer candidates, both natural and synthetic. Next, please. And this study used a systematic literature review approach with the aim of examining in-depth related of bioinformatics in the discovery of anti-cancer drugs. The SR method was chosen because it allows researchers to compile, analyze, and synthesize scientific evidence from various relevant publications in a transparent and structured manner. Yes, next. For the tools and materials, the tools and material used in this study are electronic device. Meanwhile, the materials in this study are in the form of Microsoft Word, Harzing Publish or Paris, distributed Mendeley desktop for as a library processor, scientific articles that research on the approach of bioinformatics in discovery of anti-cancer drugs obtained from several databases such as PubMed and Google Scholar. Next, please. In the working procedure of this research, the first step is carry out the determining the research title. Secondly is collection of scientific library data, and the third is analyze and screening of scientific. In analysis and analyze and screening of scientific, there are only two criteria: is inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. In inclusion criteria, they are article published in the range of 2015 until 2025, a national or international article, related article on the approaches of bioinformatics in the discovery of anti-cancer drugs, and article open access. And the exclusion criteria, the article is incomplete, the literature review, books and e-books, and scientific papers that have not been repository and cannot be accessed. Next, please. And this is the person diagram. The identification process yielded an initial 100 article from the published or Paris search engine. And after a systematic selection process, 10 journal articles were identified that met the inclusion criteria and were relevant to the topic of integrating bioinformatics in anti-cancer drug discovery. Okay, next, please. In this result slide, I present a summary of several studies related to bioinformatics in the discovery of anti-cancer drugs. From this table, it can be seen that each study used a different bioinformatics to find potential drug candidate. Liang et al. 2017 utilized CRC microarray analyzed with integrated bioinformatics, especially DEG, GO, or KEGG and PPI, to identify ixazomib as a proteasome inhibitor candidate in colorectal cancer. Furthermore, Dai et al. 2018 used a combination of machine learning, SVM, and random forest, PPI, and KEGG in predicting the target of HGDS. HGDS is Huanglian Jiedu decoction, a traditional Chinese herbal, and the active ingredients that's identifying several potential natural compounds such as berberine, baicalin, geniposide, and palmithine as multi-target candidates. And Gu et al. 2022 develop a more in-depth approach by constructing molecular signature based on the PCD, especially ferroptosis and pyroptosis. Mechanism using penalized regression as well as drug response analysis that successfully identifying docetaxel, staurosporine, and luminescib for high-rise subtypes. Meanwhile, Lu et al. 2021 combined structural docking, simulation, and experimental validation, which resulted in caffeic acid phenyl ester or CAPE as a P53 function restoring candidate. In subsequent studies, Ihscc et al. 2019 used molecular docking, especially Autodoc and Autodoc Vina and EGMDoc, and admit in silico and identified isolate flavonoids, especially eutheolin, quercetin 3-methyl, and camphorol glucosides as anti-cancer candidate. Han et al. 2022 extended the approach network pharmacology and TCGA and ICGC integration, as well as stock-based prognostic modeling and machine learning, resulting in a combination of metrin and glycyrrhizin as liver cancer therapeutic candidates. Pakrashi et al. 2022 also emphasized the importance of network pharmacology and docking, which successfully discovered clerodin, a diterpenoid of Clerodendrum infernatum. In addition, the Cancer Journal 2020 highlight the analysis of circulatory biomarker for immunotherapy response prediction with pembrolizumab as an example of target therapy. The study in Cancer Medicine 2022 emphasized microRNA-based bioinformatic analysis and target validation with the luciferase assay, which identifies icaritin as a candidate of regulation of UBE2C. Meanwhile, Yang et al. 2019 leveraged deep learning and Word2VEC representation of peptide sequence with cross-validation, resulting in potential peptide therapeutic candidates more broadly. Overall, the table shows that bioinformatics can be used in a variety of approaches, from genetic analysis, molecular docking, network pharmacology, to deep learning to find and validate faster and more efficient anti-cancer drug candidates. Next. This study highlights the strategic role of integrated bioinformatics in accelerating anti-cancer drug discovery. For bioinformatic use, there are molecular docking, network pharmacology, machine learning, and deep learning. For synthetic compounds of anti-cancer candidates, there are ixazomib, docetaxel, luminezumab, and staurosporine. And natural compounds of anti-cancer candidates is berberin, bicellin, CAPE, clerodin, flavonoids, methylglycyrrhizin, and icaritin. And mechanism of action of the compound to be anti-cancer candidates is proteasome inhibition, microtubule stabilization, kinase suppression, HSP90 inhibition, apoptosis modulation, oxidative stress, and signaling pathways. And the implication is accelerate drug candidate identification and improve the precision of understanding molecular mechanism for more personalized anti-cancer therapy. This integration thus provides a strong foundation for development of more effective, efficient, and personalized anti-cancer therapies. Next, please. Okay, this is a closing statement for me. Victory is not just about who is the best today, but about who never stops trying and learning for the future. Thank you for the attention. I am dari Batananda from Poltekkes Kemenkes Tasikmalaya. Hatur nuhun kasadayana. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alright, thank you very much, Dede Bayu Trinanda, for the informative presentation. The last presentation wrap up the presentation session by top 5 of call for paper competition of the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference. We wish you all the best luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we shall continue to the next agenda with a presentation from Dr. Amna Javed, Assistant Professor of Nutrition and Dietetics Department, the University of Faisalabad, with the topic
Technology for precise and personalized prevention plans, with Ms. Kiran as our moderator to guide us through. Ms. Kiran and Dr. Amna Javed, the time is yours.
I'm audible.
Alright, thank you Master of Ceremony for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the seminar session of the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference 2025. I'm Kiran as moderator for the 3rd session with the theme Transformative Prevention, a New Era of Cancer Strategies, Usage of AI, Biomarker Detection, and Device to Assess and Personalize Prevention Plans. In this session, the material will be presented by our honorable speaker, Dr. Amna Javed, Assistant Professor of Nutrition and Dietetics Department, the University of Faisalabad, with the topic, Technology for Precise and Personalized Prevention Plan. Before we start, let's watch her profile video. That was the profile video of Dr. Amna Javed, Assistant Professor of Nutrition and Dietetics Department, the University of Faisalabad. But before we start, I will inform all the participants that the time for this session is 35 minutes for presentation and 10 minutes for Q&A. Throughout this session, we encourage you to take notes and hold on to any question you might have until the end of this session. And all participants who want to ask about the material can send the question in the room chat or by activating the raise hand feature. And then we will allow you to ask the question directly on Q&A session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Dr. Amna Javed to deliver her presentation. To Dr. Amna Javed, time is yours.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm audible.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, Dr. Javed. How are you?
Okay. I'm good. What about you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking me. All right. Can we move straight away to the presentation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But
So
before that,
I'm going to share my screen.
sorry, I can't hear you, ma'am.
I'm audible. I'm going to share my screen, please.
before the presentation, I would like to inform you that the time provided for this session is 35 minutes for presentation and 10 minutes for Q&A. Okay.
All right. I
Baik,
noted.
Dr. Javed, time is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Amna Javed. I'm serving as the assistant professor in the Department of Nutrition Dietetics in the University of Islamabad, Pakistan. And I'm also serving as the head of the international linkages. Thank you so much for inviting me for this esteemed conference and giving me the opportunity to present this important topic. So the topic we are going to discuss today is the transformative prevention, that is the new era of cancer strategies, in which we will discuss about the AI, the biomarkers, and the devices for personalized cancer prevention. Giving a brief overview about the cancer prevailing in the globally standards that the global burden of the cancer is rising very sharply. And with projections including about there is more than 20 million new cases that every year going to be reported by estimated that it would be appeared by the 2030. So this alarming trend is driving a critical shift in focus from treatment towards proactive prevention. That is a very important tagline that we have to shift it towards the proactive prevention, so that we aim to reduce the cancer incidence before it develops. Achieving this requires strategies that not only affect but also precise and personalized tailoring prevention plan to each individual's unique genetic lifestyles and environmental risk factors that may induce the incidence of the cancer. This is a diagram that is taken from the Globacon 2018 report that shows that nearly half of the cancer cases occurs in Asia, followed by the Europe and the Americas. Africa and Oceania report comparatively few cases, and this distribution of cancer cases across the continent is shaped by the population size, their lifestyles, their environment, their healthcare, and of course, their reporting capacity. So when we talk about the role of the technology in cancer prevention, I think it's the most important topic towards the coming era, that the artificial intelligence and machine learning are transforming cancer prevention by enabling earlier detection and more precise risk prediction. These technologies analyze complex data to uncover subtle patterns that signals elevated risk of different symptoms that may appear. AI also supports biomarker identification, detecting genetic tumors, protein levels, or metabolic changes in the blood, in the saliva, or in the imaging. Complementing this, smart devices and wearable products are in the market to monitor these key health indicators, creating a dynamic view of the individual risk and enabling proactive personalized prevention strategies. So when we talk about the AI processing genomics, imaging, and liquid biopsies to detect the cancer signals, there are different technologies that are currently working in the market, and I added some examples that are already doing their work on a very precise version. There are also the liquid biopsies, that are the tests that used to look for cancer-related materials like circulating tumors, DNAs, RNAs, tumor cells in the body fluid, and usually they are in the blood. And I have to mention that the traditional biopsy usually includes the surgeries, the needles, but the liquid biopsies are non-invasive. They just need a blood sample. There is no surgery, and it's faster and safer, and they are useful for monitoring like the tumor tracking. And in the previous slide, I mentioned that I have added the examples in which there is Orion AI test that is a 94% sensitivity for NSCLC detection, and there is another test that is the Gordon 360. This is the liquid biopsy test for colorectal cancer mutations. Okay. This is usually the role of the biomarkers in the AI. The biomarkers are usually the biological signals like the DNA mutations, the proteins mutations, or the molecules in the blood or in our tissues that tells the doctors that what are the risks of the development of the cancer in the body of a certain individual. Similarly, they also help us in the diagnosis of the cancers, that is the presence of the cancer. And what is else, that there is a prognosis that how aggressive the cancer has been developed. And then we are moving towards the treatment of the response that we get through the AI or the machine learning, that is the immunotherapy and the chemotherapy. So the complex AI powered biomarkers, what they used to do, they help us in discovering which biological data that is very huge and messy and comprising of the many genomics, proteomics, imaging, and clinical data that is analyzed by the help of the analyzing genomics. You can see that there is a genomics and transcriptomics, and the data has been analyzed, and then AI scans millions of the DNA RNA sequences to identify the mutations linked with the cancer. And this pattern further recognizing in an imaging that is known as the radiomics, that we can have a clear picture like the imaging features of the CT and the MRI that acts as a biomarkers of tumor behavior. And next, moving towards the multi-omic integration, AI combines genomics, proteomics, and the patient history to find hidden patterns humans might miss, and predicting treatment response that are links to biomarkers to outcome that which patient will respond to the immunotherapy, or on which stages of the diagnosis of the cancer we have just discovered and how aggressive the cancer is. So moving towards the concept of the personalized prevention. Personalized prevention plans are carefully designed to match each individual's unique risk. What is the profile of the individuals? What are the genetic predispositions? What are the lifestyles? What are the habits? What the individuals are going to intake in his or her daily routine. If I talk about the genetic analysis, that can reveal inherited mutations or molecular markers that elevate susceptibility towards the cancer incidence, while the lifestyle factors such as the diet, your physical activity, your tobacco or alcohol use, and stress level further shape overall the risk of this incidence. And the last one, not the least, the environmental influences like exposure to the pollutants, occupational hazards, or regional variations in the air and water quality add another layer of the complexity in the building of the concept of the personalized prevention. By integrating these diverse data points to a comprehensive risk model, advanced analytics and AI can predict an individual's likelihood of developing certain cancers with increasing accuracy. The detailed understanding enables clinicals to craft highly targeted prevention strategies so that the personalized clinic schedules, your dietary plans, your lifestyles, your interventions, your comprehension therapies, your ongoing monitoring ultimately help to mitigate what kind of the cancer and what are the first signs to be appeared to diagnose that certain disease. There are different types of the biomarkers detection under the AI. The basic three, that is the genetic biomarkers, that the biomarkers that specifically deal with the DNA mutations, gene expressions, patterns, inherited gene variations, the mutations that has been signalized by the predisposition of their inherited DNA. In certain cases, these are known as the genetic biomarkers. Moving towards the proteomic biomarkers, that is focused on the changes in the protein levels, their structures, their interactions, their dimensions that may indicate abnormal cell growth or the formation of the tumor. And the third one is the metabolomic biomarkers that analyze small molecule metabolites in the blood, in the urine, or other body fluids, revealing metabolic shifts that often occurs in the earlier stages of the cancer, and it's very important in the detecting of the type of the cancer. So these are the three main types of the biomarkers. Each type of the biomarker can provide unique insights, and it can create a comprehensive overview after taking the picture of the individual's cancer risk profile, the history, the lifestyle, and the dietary intake. AI algorithms of multi-omics analysis. Basically, artificial intelligence and machine learning have revolutionized the analysis of the vast, complex, and multi-omics databases. Multi-omics analysis is basically an advanced approach in biomedical research. Scientists combine data from multiple layer and I'm sorry. Okay, I'm coming. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Today is Sunday. I am at home and my baby just came into the room. I'm so sorry for this. Okay, coming back to the topic. These algorithms can detect subtle patterns and correlations across different biological layers that traditional methods might overlook. By processing millions of the data points, AI can detect early molecular signals of the cancer development, and it can refine individuals' risk prediction towards the targeted preventive measures that we have to take for this. So I was talking about the multi-omic analysis. It is an advanced approach in biomedical research where scientists combine data from multiple layers of the biological information that is known as the omics to get a comprehensive view of the health, disease, and treatment response. There are different types of the omics. Like we have multiple terms like the genomics. Genomics means the genes and the mutations in the DNA. Then we also heard about the term that is the transcriptomics. That is the detection of the mutations regarding to the gene expression, particularly for the RNA. And then the proteomics, the functional product of the genes, that is the proteins, and then metabolomics, metabolites. And this is the basic word omics, and it having multiple layers that helps us in the analysis. So multi-omics is very important. It helps us in understanding the disease and mechanism later. And we see how the DNA mutation affects the RNA, and the RNA is affecting the protein, and that ultimately affecting our metabolism. And the biomarkers help us to early diagnosis and prognosis towards the therapy response. So this personalized treatment plan, by tailoring the multiple strategy for an individual's complete multi-omics analysis, help us to develop which kind of the cancer is and at which stage we are currently, and what kind of the personalized plan we have to deliver to the patient. I added a example that is a case study for the 2024-2025. It's regarding to the liquid biopsy, that is the minimally invasive technique that detects cancer through the blood or saliva or through the liquid. For example, AI-powered analysis of the circulating tumor DNA, that is the cDNA, also known as cDNA, different types of the cancers, sometimes even before clinical symptoms appear. Such AI-assisted liquid biopsy means it's a very high-profile biopsy that before the symptoms appearing, they diagnose that in the particular time period, the patient may develop these symptoms. And the name of that AI tools are the Histopath Explorer that predicts colorectal cancer biomarkers, and Gallery test that detects 50 plus cancers via blood test with 99.5% specificity. So its benefits are very high, that is reducing the developing of the cancers to the most prognosis stages. Okay, there are different devices for the assessment and the monitoring of the cancers. There are the wearables, the Fitbits, actigraphs, track activity, heart rate, biosensors available in the market. And there are also some remote platforms, and their impact towards the cancer activity is like for the cancer of the breast cancer, there is a plus 25% activity, and the impact for the adherence to the trial, that is the 80%. So basically, the most common variables that are available in the market, these are the smart variables for the continuous monitoring, and the second one is the home-based biosensors for early detection. If I talk about the smart variables for continuous monitoring, I can say this is it's advanced fitness trackers, smartwatches, and medical grade sensors that can continuously monitor key health indicators relevant to the cancer prevention. These devices can track metrics like blood glucose levels, your heart rate variability, inflammation markers, your sleep quality, and the physical activity. By detecting any abnormal patterns, early variables provide actionable insights for the individuals and healthcare providers, helping to identify if there is any risk potential, then that we have to change any timely lifestyle changing in that particular person based on the medical interventions or the data given us by the smart variables. And this one is the initial one. The second one is the home-based biosensors, and that is also used for the early detection. Home-based biosensors are designed to detect any subtle biological changes that may signal early in the career development or the heightened risk. The devices can analyze the blood, the saliva, the urine, or the breath samples to identify any molecular changes that there is if the presence of any circulating DNA or the tumor or any protein denaturations on the structure. This may allow the individuals to perform regular testing in the comfort of their own homes. Like there you are sitting in the home and you can track and monitor your health status instead of going to the hospital. So these are some smart wearable devices that are used nowadays for continuous monitoring. This is another picture that is the smart wearable for the continuous monitoring. So moving towards the interventions with AI and devices, that is a very innovative concept that AI and smart medical devices can predict the personalized adaptive transformations that is designed to each patient regarding to the biology, the profile, the lifestyle, the food he or she is going to intake, and it helps a lot of people to tackle that disease before its incidence. So there are different technologies available in the market. The first one is the genomic testing, as I already mentioned that genomic testing based on the analyzation of the DNA that is inherited. It could be the inherited mutation or any genetic disorder. And the other one available in the market is the CDSS, that is the clinical decision support system that is empowered by basically the AI, and it integrates and analyzes the data that is the genomics, and it provides some imagings, and you can develop a plan for the patient for this particular disease. And the third one is a smart delivery system, that is a device with digital tools that are also available in the market. And I early mentioned that these tools that are available into the market, and you can use them on the regular basis in your home, in like you having the wristwatch and the things like that. Moving towards the integration with mobile apps for the real-time feedback. This is the integration with the mobile apps for real-time feedback. Like you are using your smartphone applications to deliver instant, personalized health insights directly to the individuals. That how it works in the management, your health management towards the prevention of the cancer. For example, it helps in the data collection from the patient, and then doing the AI analysis for the personalized acts, and then the remote monitoring that you are sitting at the home, and through the remote monitoring, the clinicals can track patients' data through secure dashboards, and they can enable timely interventions. And also these apps to help behavioral support, like they have the coaching apps, then the gamifications or the chatbots to deal with the patient at any time at home. If I quote an example, a mobile app connected to the wearable detects abnormal heart rate variability linked to the stress. So the app recommends relaxation exercise. Like you have a variable in your wrist and you have suffering from some stress, and it obviously detectable by your particular device, and that device is then connected to the mobile app. So whenever you have that level, your app will wants you to have some relaxation exercise. So for cancer prevention, an app would remind a high-risk individual to schedule a colonoscopy or adjust some aspirin-based dosage on smart delivery feedbacks. So it could be helpful. So regarding to that plan, there is treatment planning and monitoring. And in early detection, you can see that by identifying subtle patterns through AI and machine learning helps in early detection of the cancer, moving towards the tumor characterization, that is the morphology analysis that helps in the tumor characterization. It's also done by AI and ML. And moving to the next phase, that is the treatment planning and monitoring, that will predict tumor behavior and response, that what it could be in near future, how much it could be aggressive towards the patients. So AI and ML helps to streamline the treatment strategies to address that particular tumor. And then moving towards the pathology integration, AI and ML can integrate image analysis that the doctors, the consultants, and the clinicians can understand how what level of the prognosis of that particular cancer is there. And in the future, we can enhance the AI and ML algorithms so that we can get the more precise and concise personalized treatment plan for the cancer. Why it is important? I think my all the students and the other esteemed speakers already talk about the benefits of that. That this is having a recordable and noticeable prevention impact, that 40% of the cancers are preventable with lifestyles and your genetic interventions. And I think it's a huge number. And also it has cost saving effects by reduction 20% in the unnecessary testing. And I guess a part of the unnecessary testing, a part of the cost saving, a patient may suffer so much stress and anxiety when he is thinking or she is thinking that I am going to have this particular series of the tests in upcoming future due to the incidence of that disease, chronic disease. So there is 40% of the cancer prevention, and there's a 20% reduction in the unnecessary screening. And of course, there is equity, that is a telehealth and wearable improve the access. And according to the 2025 vision, ethical AI will be ensuring transparency and fairness in the prediction, so that the scalable platforms that are expanding AI devices integrating across healthcare systems, so that we can get more precise data through the AI. That is the non-invasive. I'm sharing a patient's journey over here, just a case study. That is the 45 years old woman, and she carries BRCAN mutation test, that is the genetic predisposition for the breast cancer. Sorry. And according to the AI detection, there is the gallery test, that is a multi-cancer early detection blood set, which finds early cancer risk through ctDNA analysis. That a particular device tells about a woman who is 45 years old that she is going to have the breast cancer in upcoming future. So according to the device monitoring, that is the EV ring, and this wearable device that you can just put on your hand, you can continuously track the activity, the sleep, the inflammation markers. If there is any subtle changes, you can consult your healthcare provider. And then there is a personalized plan, that is the earlier, more frequent mammograms, so that we can see the changes into the graphs. And there is a comprehension therapy, that is the preventive medication, and of course the lifestyle changes that improve diet, exercise, and the stress management. So outcome could be there is the 80% risk reduction towards the incidence of the cancer. And if it happens, we might tackle this cancer on the early stages, and we can maintain the high quality of life, and we can improve the quality of life that matters. We can prevent or delay the risk with proactive data-driven prevention. So this is uh, a diet and lifestyle plan. Use the risk answer that we have to move towards the Mediterranean style, that is a plant-forward styling eating. We have to prefer the fruits and veggies, the whole grains, the legumes, and the beans. We have to include that in our diet, and we have to take the healthy fats instead of the saturated fats or the trans fat. We prioritize omega-3 sources. Like if you are vegan, you can have a chia seed, flax seed, hemp seed into your diet. And we can also move towards the algal oil. That is a very good source. If you are not going to take the fish, you can move towards the algal oils. And I'm also working on the omega-3s in my particular research, and I'm working on the algal oils to see if we have some replacement of the fish oil, so that because in Pakistan, if I talk about to my region, we can use the fish only from December to the February. So we have 3 months. There is a huge quantity of the fish in the market, and we can use that. In the summer period, there is the seeding period, so the quality of the fish is not good. So the regions like the Pakistan, according to the region, I planned my research and I'm working on that. And if I move towards the protein choices, there is the lean proteins that we have to use, that is the white meat, and we have to limitize the intake of the red and processed meats. And processed things, anything that is inside the packet, like it's any snacking material or there are some ready to eat meals, they are prone to take towards the high carcinogen like levels in your body. And if I talk about the lifestyles, there must be some physical activity of yours. Sedentary lifestyles can lead to the weight management problems, and of course they will interact with your sleep and circadian health, that your original biological rhythmic cycle of your sleep, your eating, and everything. And of course there should be some yoga exercises, deep breathing, walking, and this is some stress management techniques that we should involve in our life, so that we can reduce the stress level in our mind, especially for the students who are doing research and taking the lectures, and they have very pressure to be we are just going to graduate and we have to find some good jobs. I think from the teenager level we should induce these things into the schools, in the colleges, in the universities, so when these students go into the market, they know how to manage their lifestyles, their stress levels, so that they can tackle the upcoming challenges of the health very well. This is all about my presentation, and I just take the opportunity to share with you that as I'm heading the Department of the International Marketing in the University of Hyderabad, we already hosted 2 international conferences in 2023 and 2024, and now I'm going to organize the 3rd international conference in November, that is 19th and 20. So I would be honored to invite the higher management of the university, that they may join us as the keynote speaker in the opening ceremony of this esteemed conference, and also invite the students that they can publish their abstracts in our abstract book that would be available online. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the time and giving me the opportunity to present. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Amna Javed, for your enlightening presentation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to the Q&A session. But before that, I will ask to Dr. Javed. To Dr. Javed, do you want to answer the question one by one? Or we might collect the question, and then you answer the question at the end of the question session?
Yeah, you can collect the questions, and then I will answer that in the end of the question. That's fine.
Okay, so we might collect the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, is there any question from the Zoom meeting? Okay, the first question is from Naura Olivia from Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. As about for a busy primary care physician, how will an AI-generated risk score and prevention plan be practically integrated into a standard 15-minute patient consultation? Are we risking information overload for clinicians?
Can you just wrote the question into the chat box, because there is a distortion in your voice and I'm unable to hear the complete question. Is that possible?
Okay, I will repeat the question
Okay,
more time.
can I just go to the chat box and I can respond the questions? Because I can see the questions in the chat box. Okay, there is a question that is from the Nisha. What factors contributed to the success and the scalability of the AI integrating in routine national screening programs? Okay, Nisha, that is a very good question. I think for the scaling of the AI integration, because it's a machine learning, we have to give the accurate data. If I talk about the screening programs at the national level, I'm not sure about the precision and the declaration of the correct results of that programs, because the reporting cases are very low. If I talk about to my region, the reporting cases are very low and the data that is reported is not accurate. So to find the scalable result from a machine learning and AI-based machines, you have to give the accurate and the precise data, your profile, what things you have taken into your past, if there is any alcohol or any drug history, what is the lifestyle of that particular patient. Because I guess the things I see that the people are not very precise in giving the data. They used to hide some data from their clinicians or the health providers. So the scalability of the AI of the screening programs depend upon the precise, correct data of that particular patient. Okay, I can see another question. If any, there is the Bianca, sorry if I wrongly pronounced the name. I would like to ask a question regarding the use of the AI. If an AI-based prevention plan fails to identify a risk and a patient develops cancer, where does the liability lie? With the clinicians, the hospital, or the software developer? I think it's a great question. Of course, you are right. There is always risk. There is always risk. But if we talk about the risk, we cannot move with the technology. We have to take that risk towards the moving. Like you can see when there is, I see many patients that they are going to the doctors, they are going for, they diagnose a problem that they have the hair loss or they have some certain pain in the abdomen, and then they're going to visit multiple clinics of the doctors, and not even a single doctor was able to identify what is the problem. So if he or she is going from 3 to 6 months, if she is having the 6-month delay in the identification of that particular disease from a health practitioner, then I think we have to rely to the software. She's just gone in the 6 month and nobody can just identify. They are giving them the medicines from the gastro, from the, the cardiovascular diseases and the many. So we have to rely on the technology to move forward. And the research rate that there is the 80% impact on identification and diagnosis of that particular cancer-based research. So I think we have to go with the AI and machine learning, because of course the human detection is very important, but if we integrate human detection along with the AI-based machine learning, we can diagnose the diseases on initial level. Okay, is there any question? Got another question?
All
My name is
His
Budhi.
first question
Yeah.
is from Nesha Atifa from Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta and asks about what factors contribute to the success and scalability of AI integration in routine national screening programs.
I just answered the first question that I answered was that. Sorry, I think you skipped that. I just answered that question.
Okay, is there any question from Zoom meeting or from Graha Bina Husada? There is someone raise his hand from Zoom meeting. Pak Budi Setiawan from UK. You may directly ask your question, Pak Budi Setiawan.
Hello. I'm audible.
Yes.
Sorry, actually, I was send or write my question in the chat box. Could I to reply again, or you can see my
This is
question in the chat
Budhi?
box? Yeah.
This is Budhi?
Yeah. It's me.
Okay. Um, I just wondering about data collection for data training. Okay. What data you think it's needed to increase the sensitivity? And then
Yeah.
how to face black box problems in AI algorithms. The last one, how about perception from health workers about using AI
Yeah.
for identifying disease. Thank you. Okay, this black box problem is basically the pathology imaging based analysis, right?
Yep.
And the radiology scans models are often called the black box models that are there is the internal decision making process that is not that transparent. And the doctors and patients they have they may have some output that this tumor is malignant, or sometimes there is no reasoning behind that. So I can say that there is maybe that the interpretability of the concerns that we doing the trust in the AI system prediction, or there are some ethical issues with the patients, or there are some accountability if AI is make to mistakes. So this black box problems in AI driven cancer is logical. And if I say we depend upon the black box problem, I think the AI interpretability issues based on the cancer research and the treatment. And we have to face it along our the data collection, because we are not precise that this AI, sometimes when we are using the AI in the simple language, we gave the data and it interpret and we got the result. But sometimes you see these results are not accurate,
Yes,
and
that's
we
true.
have to integrate our data with it. So we cannot compete that AI with our human mind. As I early mentioned, that the black box problem is always there. AI algorithms are always not right, but to move forward, we have to believe in the health workers to use AI in identification of the cases. But might be, I would suggest there must be some testings that I just mentioned. There are 2 to 3 tests, the blood test. But sometimes the blood tests are not even that I talk about the liquid biopsies, that they are not even so accurate. So we have to move towards the invasive biopsies to find the tumor is there, or it's just another, sometimes some another plot that is not harming you in any case. I think I make myself clear.
Yeah. How about the perception,
Thank
Doctor?
you.
Sorry, how about the last question and the first question, actually? I just wondering about how you can collect the data for the data training. Do you use like biopsy imaging, something like that, or you use the like symptom, something like that, for the predict to predict the cancer disease, something like that? And I think about the important
You
thing
are
is
you are
about the
collecting
perception
the
about the
data for
healthcare.
data training.
Yeah, for the beginning,
You are collecting
for
the data
making
for data
algorithm,
training. For data training for what purpose?
for algorithm, for the make algorithm, for the first one, for the first time. I mean, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, I'm asking you are collecting the data for data training, and data training is for what purpose?
For algorithm, for the first time when we make the algorithm for the cancer breast or the anything disease for the cancer.
Okay, so you are going to train the other people, and on that base, you are collecting the data, right?
Yes, that's right. In your case.
Okay, is it okay? For that purpose, I think you should have some volunteers from the hospitals, or you must have some doctors who can assign you some patients voluntarily to give you the accurate data. Without accurate data, it would not be possible to train the others. And on that accurate base data, you can build your own algorithm if you are a CS student. I'm not a CS student, so algorithms are on the CS levels. After that, you can train the others. Otherwise, I think the only research is available on the Google that is present, and you can just extract the data to present your model or to train the others. Or if you want to do the real-time practice, you have to attach yourself with some health practitioner or a doctor. And with the consent of that doctor, you can have some, like, the group of the patients, of the 5 patients, and you are going to compare it with the control group that is not having any disease or any symptoms of the cancer. Then you can train the other people.
Okay, let's say it's just like to collect the from symptoms from the all of the patient, or we need to like another like a biomarker, something like that, to increase the accuracy actually.
Yes, the actual the actual patients that are already on the AI based biomarkers whose detection is based on. That's why I'm suggesting you to self with some health tech who is already dealing that patients. So you are a student, what? You are a CS student or you are a paramedics? What is your specialty?
Sorry?
What?
Sorry, I cannot hear you clearly. I don't know, it is my signal or from your signal.
Okay.
Yeah, there is some distortion, and you can contact me if you have any.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that is the last question for this question session. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Amna Javed, for your good answer. And I hope all our participants have enjoyed this session and gained some valuable insight and knowledge from our speaker. But before we end this session, I would like to give a conclusion about the material that has been presented by Dr. Javed. So, right now we're truly entering a new era of cancer prevention. Moving beyond a one-size-fits-all approach, the future lies in precise and personalized strategies. As we have seen, this transformative shift is powered by the integration of AI for early biomarker detection and wearable device for continuous monitoring. Together, they enable us to move from reactive treatment to proactive, personalized prevention plans that can significantly reduce cancer risk. Okay, and let us have a closing statement from Dr. Amna Javed. Dr. Amna Javed, would you mind to give us a closing statement?
I will definitely thankful to the management who invited me, who gave me the opportunity to present and listen my ideas. And definitely, I'm very happy to see so much audience of the students on the Sunday. And I was, when I was just woke up and I saw that there are 400 people just joined the webinar, I was so happy that how much responsible your students are that they are present today on Sunday when we thought that is we are doing nothing. So I'm so glad to see, and good luck to all the students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would like to thank our speakers once again for her time and insight. And have a good day, Dr. Javed.
Thank you.
And let's give our speakers a big round of applause. And here,
Thank
we
you.
will give Dr. Javed a virtual certificate as our gratitude. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please open your camera and get ready. We're coming to the documentation session, and I will help guide the documentation session. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Once again, 3, 2, 1. All right, finally we have reached the end of the session. I'm Kiran, as moderator in the third session, would like to express my gratitude for the opportunity. And I apologize if there were any mistake while guiding the material session. Thank you and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To the Master of Ceremony, time is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Amna Jafet, for gifting us wonderful new information. And for Ms. Kiran, thank you for getting us through this interactive session.
And now, we have reached our last speaker, Ms. Nokukanya Tembane, Senior Lecturer of Mangosuthu University of Technology. She will give her presentation about artificial intelligence in early cancer detection and risk prediction.
This session will be guided through by Ms. Gita as our moderator. Ms. Gita and Ms. Nokukanya Tembane, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Master Ceremony, for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the seminar session of the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference 2025. I am Gita Mayang as the moderator for the 4th and the last session. With the theme, Transformative Prevention, a New Era of Cancer Strategies, Usage of AI, Biomarker Detection, and Devices to Assess and Personalize Prevention Plans. In this session, the material will be presented by our honorable speaker, Ms. Nokukanya Tembane, Senior Lecturer of Mangosuthu University in Technology. She will give her presentation about artificial intelligence in early cancer detection and risk prediction. Before we start, Let us watch her profile video. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the profile video of Ms. Nakukanya Tembani, Senior Lecturer of Mangasutu University in Technology. Before we start, I will inform to all the participants that the time provided for this session is 35 minutes for presentation and 10 minutes for Q&A session. Throughout this session, we encourage you to take notes and hold on to any question you might have until at the end of the session. All participants who want to ask about the material can send the question in the room chat or by activating the raise hand features. And then we will allow you to ask the question directly on Q&A session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Ms. Nakukanya Tembane to deliver her presentation. To Ms. Tembane, are you already here, ma'am?
Hi, good morning. I believe it's good afternoon to you guys, but good morning from South Africa. Yes, I'm ready to present.
Thank you for your confirmation. Good afternoon, Ms. Tembane. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. And yourself?
We're also happy, and it's an honor for us to having you as our speakers today. All right, Ms. Tembane, I would like to inform you that our time for the presentation is about 35 minutes, and we will have the Q&A session in the last of our presentation session for 10 minutes. Are you ready to present your presentation?
I'm not sure if you're projecting from your side or should I share my screen?
I'm sorry, Ms. Tembane, can you please repeat your sentence again?
Are you projecting from your side or should I share my screen? Should I share my screen?
From our side, we will share your presentation.
Okay.
Are you ready, Ms. Tembane?
Yes.
Thank you. To Ms. Tembane, the time is yours.
All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity to the organizers and the students that are so dedicated and are coming on a Sunday to attend a conference that speaks about such an important topic in public health. And thank you so much to the leadership of the universities that are housing the students. I'm just waiting for my slides to show on the screen, then I can begin. I'm waiting for the slides to show on my screen. Should I share on my side?
We will help you to share screen on your presentation, Ms. Tembane.
Okay. I'm waiting for that to show. All right. So cancer's complexity is driven by genetic variability and the tumor heterogeneity and has long limited the reliability of traditional biomarkers, making early detection and personalized treatment quite difficult. So therefore, artificial intelligence then changes the game by analyzing the vast generic and clinical data so that we provide a precise and an individualized cancer care. Through this breakthrough, we align with UN's goals to reduce cancer deaths and to improve health equity. And also for Africa and Asia, and particularly East Asia, AI is not a luxury, but it is a necessity. With the rising numbers and stats of cancer, as previously articulated by other presenters in this conference, and limited healthcare resources, every day of delay is costing us lives. So therefore, AI is offering a scalable and an affordable solution that is tailored for the low and middle income unique challenges, which unlocks then the future of precision cancer care today. So AI is not a luxury for Asia and Africa. It is a necessity. Next slide, please. So I will speak in the context of Africa because that's where I come from. So let's take a hard look at cancer crisis in the African context, because while the rest of the world moves forward with early detection, advanced therapies, and survivorship care, Africa is still left behind. Each year, there's about 1.1 million new cases of cancer that are diagnosed in the continent. But here's the tragedy. The tragedy is that more than 70% of these cases are found later in the stage when the treatment options are limited and the outcomes are poor. And what is the result? The result is that the mortality rate is twice as high as in high-income countries. But why is this happening? The answer lies in the systemic gaps across much of the continent. People simply cannot access oncologists or a diagnostic lab or even basic radiology or pathology services. So many countries lack the infrastructure that is needed to detect and to treat cancer effectively. And the burden isn't evenly spread. For instance, Northern and Southern Africa share similar cancer patterns. In the north, breast cancer, bladder cancer, liver, and are the most common, whereas in the south of Africa, prostate and lung and colorectal cancers are more prevalent. They dominate. In the East Africa, cervical and esophageal cancers are taking a heavy toll, particularly amongst women. We are facing a rising fatality rates of prostate cancer and cervical cancer in Southern Africa, which should be a wake-up call. What's worse is that the gender distribution shows that most cancers are common in males, except for the thyroid cancer. But across genders, the outcomes are worsened by the late diagnosis and the poor access to care. What is very important is that all the responses that are put together towards cancer, they are undermined by major challenges such as the lack of medical equipment, the lack of data and cancer registries, the lack of research capacities so that we can generate local solutions. So we are not just facing this problem, we are facing this as a regional, as part of the regional disparities and right now we need a more faster response. This is not just a public health issue, it's an equity issue, it's a development issue, and it then requires that we have an urgent and a more coordinated attention, because right now cancer is rising in Africa and Asia, but the response is not rising. Next slide, please. So how can AI bridge the cancer gap, the cancer care gap in these regions? Let's shift from a challenge to being part of the solution. So AI, or artificial intelligence, is not just a futuristic concept anymore. It's here. It's already addressing Africa's cancer care crisis. It is ready to be a critical partner. First and foremost, AI augments our limited healthcare capacity. In many parts of Africa and Asia, clinicians and specialists are overwhelmed and sometimes responsible for the entire regions. So AI systems then assist these overworked professionals by supporting screening and diagnosis and decision making while operating 24 hours without fatigue or downtime. This constant operation offers a faster, more consistent, and more scalable cancer screening in areas where human expertise are scarce. And this especially is very important for rural and underserved communities where specialists are unavailable. So with AI tools, frontline healthcare workers like nurses and community healthcare officers can be guided in making early assessments so that they can refer the patients sooner so that we improve the patient outcomes. Another major strength of AI lies in the data integration. It can pull together insights from the electronic health records, mobile health labs, even diagnostic lab results. This creates a more holistic and accurate picture of what is happening with regards to the patient and the patient's cancer risk, and enabling early cancer detection and personalized risk prediction, as the previous professor had articulated. But we need to be clear. AI is not here to replace the healthcare professional. It is here to amplify their expertise, to support their decisions, to extend their reach. Through digital tools and remote diagnostics, AI solutions can scale, reaching millions, even in resource-limited settings. In fact, the scalability is what makes AI more of a promising tool in delivering equitable cancer care across the continent of Africa. Imagine a world where every community care worker has access to AI so that they can support the patient in a remote village and they get a timely screening as someone that is in a city like Bangkok or Bali. So that big future is within reach because of AI. Next slide, please. Now, what then can we do? What AI does in cancer risk prediction? As we look beyond early detection, one of the most transformative applications of AI lies in the predicting of the cancer risk before the disease even develops. Traditionally, cancer screening has been reactive based on broad factors like age, gender, symptoms, environmental factors, but AI allows us to shift forward towards a forward-thinking manner, meaning we are more proactive and they specialize prevention. For example, as the previous professor has articulated, that AI can analyze the genetic risk factors such as the BRCA1 and the BRCA2 mutations, which are already known to be linked to breast cancer and ovarian cancer. But AI doesn't stop there. By applying polygenic risk scores, AI can combine hundreds and even thousands of subtle genetic variations to calculate the individual score so that we are able to speculate or to hypothesize the overall risk of the patient. For cancers like prostate, breast cancer, and colorectal, this means we no longer have to just look at one gene, but we are fully analyzing the full genetic picture of the peaks. AI is incredibly effective at integrating the diverse data sources, the lifestyle habits, family history, past medical records, laboratory pathology data, environmental exposures. So this then allows for us to build a dynamic and an evolving risk profile that doesn't just get updated when new data becomes available over a person's life. And what are the outcomes in this? We can identify high-risk individuals early, and sometimes years and even decades early, before the symptoms appear. That opens a door for a very precise and targeted prevention. The earlier and the more frequent the screening and the lifestyle interventions, and even preventative treatments to those that are extremely high risk. What is important is that in the African and the Asian context, this is especially powerful. If we have AI-driven risk prediction, it can help us to prioritize our scarce resources, because our GDPs and economies cannot afford to be wasting resources and making decisions that are not precise. So we can direct our screening programs to high-risk populations so that we can guide community risk-based prevention programs more effectively. So then AI then gives us a new frontier in the public health, not just in diagnosing cancer early, but in preventing it altogether. And if we invest now in building local data sets and training AI models that reflect African populations, Asian populations, we have a chance not to just catch up with the rest of the world, but to lead in precision cancer prevention. So examples that have been applied in real-world tools will be the LINER tools from Google, which assist in detection of the cancer spread through the lymph nodes with the accuracy of a pathologist, and also the Lunit chest X-ray, which uses AI software to assist the healthcare professionals so that you detect and localize abnormalities in the chest X-rays. And then the pathologist slide interpretation by Path AI and Page AI. These are using computational pathology so that they enhance the interpretation of the slides themselves, and different specialization and strategic approaches so that we enhance the services of cancer diagnosis. Next slide, please. So we have heard from our presenters when they were explaining what is genomic analysis, what does it look like. This is when your doctor is studying the process of your DNA in full, your full genetic code, so that they understand the risk of disease and how your body may respond to the treatment and why did you develop the cancer in the first place. So in real life, genomic analysis is becoming a very powerful tool for personalized medicine and tailoring preventions and diagnosis and treatments to an individual's unique genetic profile. I've mentioned the genomic analysis that involves the BRCA1 and 2, but also we also use these genomics for cancer risk prevention, for the treatment, for the drug response or pharmacogenomics, to check how the person will respond to certain medications or treatment interventions, and also for public health and population screening. Why is this important? Genomics help us to analyze and understand the risk before the disease happens, to find the best treatment options, to avoid medications that might not work and might be harmful for that specific population, and to design our public health interventions and programs such that we base them on real genetic data. It's like giving the doctors a map of your body's blueprint so that they can make smarter and safer decisions for individuals and populations alike. So what has been happening in Africa, please, next slide. What has been happening in Africa, even though the implementation of AI, please, can you move to the next slide? Even though the implementation of AI is still in its infancy, there are a few initiatives that have been conducted or that have been put in place. For instance, AI and data-driven solutions to cancer care. We are seeing a growing number of AI health startups and research hubs from Nairobi to Cape Town, and developers are building algorithms that are tailored for African populations, using local data to train models that reflect our genetic diversity, our health systems, and disease profile, which is a major step towards equality and also integrating equality into the global health technology. In Nigeria and South Africa, Kenya and Rwanda, universities and the government, they are investing in digital platforms and AI diagnostics and electrical medical health records and telemedicine. One example would be in Uganda and Zambia. They have pilot programs where they are using AI tools to support cervical cancer screening through mobile colposcopy, helping the frontline healthcare workers to detect lesions earlier with the help of an AI powered image analysis. In Ghana, there is AI-assisted platforms to reduce the delays in biopsy interpretation, especially in regions where there are no pathologists. So we are seeing Pan-African collaborations that are emerging, and even though there isn't enough infrastructure in these areas, they are trying to collaborate using whatever resources they have. And Rwanda has an app that is known as Muzima Clinic. This Muzima Clinic is derived from a Swahili word that means life, which is a mobile health application that is developed by the researchers of Nashville, Tennessee University, Vanderbilt University in USA, in collaboration with the partners in Eastern Africa. This app integrates with the open MRS electronic medical records platforms, which enables the healthcare workers to collect, to manage, and also to access the patient data in both online and offline modes. So it addresses the critical gaps in healthcare delivery in low resource and remote settings. Someone had mentioned the problem with electricity. We call it load shedding in Africa, where there are areas where they have sporadic presence and absence of electricity. So these apps that can function with and without the electrical power, they enable that the diagnosis and the healthcare is still delivered to the locals even without the electricity. There's also Medisol AI Solutions, which is in the Gauteng, South African province, where they are also delivering early and accurate detection of using AI, and they are using deep learning for breast cancer screening. And then we have the H3 Africa, the Human Hereditary and in Africa. So this is it provides the genomic data sets that are needed for risk prediction for and tailored for African populations. Why is this important? Because the development of cancer has so much to do with the genetic predisposition or makeup of the patient. So it is very important that we get data from Asia, data from Africa, and we cannot afford to use a blanket approach in our diagnosis, in our prognosis calculation, or even in our management and treatment of the disease. Now let's come to Indonesia. What it has been happening, I've learned from a lot of presentations in this conference, the wonderful work that is currently being done in Indonesia. And this is what I could pick up when I did my search. There is a national AI. So Indonesia stands as a compelling case on how a middle income country in another continent can leverage technology so that they tackle health challenges, and which also feels deeply relevant to our continent, Africa. At national level, Indonesia has made a bold move that in 2025, there's a major public and private partnership that was launched between the Ministry of Health and PathGen and Pathera, which is focused on development of AI tools for cancer diagnosis and personalized treatment planning. This is not a small pilot, it's a government-led initiative which is fully embedded in its national strategy, so that it shows that there is political will and private sector innovation so that we align to the large-scale impact. So now, just like many African nations, rural areas in Indonesia face serious gaps in diagnostic infrastructure. To address this, the country has piloted AI-enabled ultrasound tools for breast cancer screening, an alternative to mammography that is cheaper and more portable, and an ideal for hard-to-reach communities. These programs are not just experimental, they are actively supported by the Ministry of Health, and they are already expanding at university level where students and a lot of our audience is concerned. The innovation is also accelerating. The researchers of the University of Alanga have developed Altavia, an AI-assisted cervical cancer screening tool that combines smart probes with AI-powered image analysis. It is portable, low cost, and it is designed for real-world use in low-resource settings, just like many African regions. So meanwhile, there is also a university, Universitas Gajah Mada. The teams there are also developing AI algorithms to improve mammograms, aiming for breast cancers earlier and more accurately, this aligns with the growing academic commitment in AI-driven cancer research. I just noticed that you had not moved my slide. Please move my slide. Yes. So the Indonesian tech system is also responding. There's a wave of startups that are creating health apps and AI chatbots for cancer awareness, for triage, for patient support. While they are still in early stages, some of them, there is speed in innovation. So this reflects a rising demand for health solutions and health digital solutions. These are local, these are accessible, these are scalable. So what does all this information tell us? It tells us that Indonesia is not simply importing AI tools from abroad. It is actively developing and adapting its innovations to fit its unique health systems, infrastructure, and cultural context. And that's the lesson for Africa and any other continent that is also an onlooker. With the right partnerships, the right policy frameworks, and the focus on local innovation, AI can work for us too in our respective continents and nations. And yes, there are challenges such as data gaps, infrastructure barriers, and the need for stronger regulation, but the momentum is undeniable. And Indonesia's experience proves that the middle income countries don't have to wait for high income nations' solutions. We can create our own and transform cancer care from the ground up. Please, may you move to the next slide. So with regards to the current challenges that are not just confined to Africa, the health challenges, while there's a promise of AI in cancer care across Asia and Africa, we also need to be honest about the gaps, because if left unaddressed, these gaps can widen the health inequalities and not reduce them. The fundamental issue would be the data or the data. We need data to fuel any AI system. Today, most AI systems are trained in datasets from Europe, North America, and some parts of Asia. And other nations African populations are vastly underrepresented. Genomic data imaging datasets, even in clinical records, this means the models may simply not see us, and they create serious blind spots in prediction accuracy and clinical relevance. Sorry, can you please move to slide 8? Thank you. There is an issue with local validation as well. Even though when we have the AI tools, very few have been tested on cancer types most prevalent in Asia, most prevalent in Africa, like cervical cancer, liver cancer. And so without the local testing, we risk importing tools that don't match our disease burden. And sometimes we can be at risk of producing inaccurate results, which may delay and misguide our care, which then brings the ethical issue that was previously discussed. So we also face skills shortage. There are too few professionals working at the intersection of healthcare and AI. We need interdisciplinary training with clinicians and IT specialists who understand how AI tools and function, and who understand, and data scientists who understand clinical realities, not just algorithms. And also the governments. Most countries lack clear policies around AI in healthcare, and there's no robust legal framework for liability, data protection, and ethical use of patient information. A previous question, a student had asked, who is responsible when things go wrong using AI detection or diagnosis? So all those policies need to be in place, and they need to be finely tuned before we can implement these successfully in our existing health systems. Also, we have a funding gap. Even though we have many promising innovations, we see that many of them are donor-driven. Domestic investment of AI for cancer care remains very limited, which raises serious concerns and questions about sustainability and local ownership. You will remember with the USA funding cuts, a lot of our institutions in Africa were really held back. Their research on healthcare that has to do with cancer, diabetes, and HIV was held back with the holding back or the retraction of most funding from the Trump administration. So if we have funding that is just based on donors, we are in for a challenge with regards to our innovations that have to do with AI detection and diagnosis, early detection of cancer. So yes, there is inspiring work. We see it in Rwanda's digital health program, in South Africa's cancer genomic efforts, and in the regional impacts of initiatives like H3 Africa. But the reality is, in many cases, the evidence is very, very thin. For example, Rwanda HPV vaccination and digital services screening, they are doing something, but there are no peer-reviewed trials on smartphone-based AI screening tools. In Kenya and Nigeria, there are many mentions of AI chatbots and triage apps, but a few have been formally tested and validated for cancer care and diagnosis and early detection. So yes, we can celebrate these innovations, but we need to build the foundation. More local data, more local validation, and more local capacity. Because only when we can ensure that AI is not just about another imported technology, but an locally empowered solution can we build that has been built for African patients, for Asian patients, and by extension, for all low and middle income countries. To conclude, it's very important that we have a unique contextual challenge that is faced by Africa and Asia and Indonesia that go beyond healthcare alone. For many communities, unreliable electrical supply, limited digital infrastructure hinder the deployment of these sophisticated AI tools and systems. But AI is still designed to overcome these barriers through lightweight algorithms, mobile-based applications, and solutions that can function. Please move to the conclusion slide. Yes. And mobile-based applications and solutions that can function offline and with intermittent connectivity. So AI is transforming cancer care across the continuum from the diagnosis, from the monitoring to the prognosis. Unlike traditional routine biomarkers, which may be costly and invasive and less specific at times, AI can integrate multiple data types, imaging and clinical records, genomic data, and to provide a more accurate and timely personalized insights. So this means that earlier detection and better treatment decisions may improve our patient outcomes. But technology alone is not enough. Our greatest asset is the people, especially students and young innovators who are true catalysts of change. These future leaders bring fresh ideas, advanced technology skills, intimate local knowledge, and they are uniquely positioned to drive AI innovation that is both relevant and impactful. So both Africa, Asia, and countries like Pakistan and Indonesia share many challenges, from healthcare, infrastructure gaps, data scarcity, specialist shortages, and regulatory hurdles. Yet these challenges are shared opportunities as well. So if we can nurture cross-border collaborations and knowledge exchange, we can accelerate our AI solutions that are locally relevant, culturally appropriate, and scalable, so that we break down the silos to create a collective impact. So when we leverage AI, we are not just leveraging the technology. We are bridging healthcare. We are bridging disparities. We are improving early cancer detection. And we are enabling personalized risk detection and ultimately saving countless lives. To make this vision a reality, investing in education, empowering youth-led research, as we have seen in Indonesian students that are already innovating apps that are providing healthcare solutions, and building strong local capacity is very important. This will ensure that all AI-driven innovations are sustainable, equitable, truly transformative, and reshaping our healthcare systems across the nations for generations to come, regardless of which continent you are in. With that being said, please move to my last slide. Danke, and thank you so much. Are you still there?
Thank you, Ms. Nobukanya Tembani, for your insightful presentation.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we come to the Q&A session. For the participant who want to ask some question to Ms. Tembani, you can activating the raise hand feature, or you can write your question below to the room chat. And now we had already some question in here. So the first question is from Anissa Khalifatun from Polkesmar. Ms. Tembani, I would like to read the question for you. Excuse me, Miss. We see that AI models require reliable digital infrastructure, stable electricity, and internet connectivity, which can be unstable in some part of the world. How can AI solution be designed to be low-tech compatible or function offline to ensure they don't exclude the communities that need the most? That's the question from Anissa Khalifatun to Ms. Tembani. You can directly answer the question.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So what has been done to accommodate nations that have electricity problems is that they use devices or AI tools that are able to function for a certain level, for a certain period without electricity, that draw their energy from the solar energy, from the solar energy, so that they drive their functionality. So that's what's been happening in many villages in Africa. So that's how you design an AI tool, that it doesn't solely rely on the electricity, but you make it compatible with solar. You make it able to have a longer battery life if it's a battery powered AI solution.
All right, Ms. Tembani, thank you for your answer. And the next question came from our hall. It's from Rianisa. She want to ask some question from our hall. To Rianisa, you can directly ask your question to Ms. Tembani.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello, Mrs. Tembani. It's nice to finally meet you. My name is
Hi.
Yanisa, and I'm the one who's been talking to you since our beginning. Okay, so first I would like to ask a question regarding your material today. So I would like to ask about you are talking about how we use AI, especially in developing countries and all developing areas. But I want to ask, because there are still a lot of people in both developed and also in developing countries who are still being skeptical towards AI and right now about their reputation, as you already know, because there's still a lot of rumors and also incorrect information regarding AI these days. And I want to know what are the possible way to convince them that AI is actually will be very helpful in a lot of way to prevent non-communicable disease, especially cancer. That will be my question. Thank you.
All right. You know, haven't been raised in a very rural community and moved to an urban community. I I understand why people would have a bit of a reservation with the use of AI, because the use of AI also has been linked to a level of education and the level of understanding and being schooled on how to use technology, even a cell phone on its own. So we need to first make our people understand and change the jargon, our communication that we use. Speak to our people in a language that they understand. Do not approach our people as scientists, first and foremost, or as sophisticated clinical practitioners. We need to speak to their language, tone down the way we communicate the use of AI, assure them and build trust that the AI tool is not replacing the doctor, is not replacing the nurse, neither is it replacing the oncologist. However, the AI tool uses smart filtering and seamless EHR integration and adaptive learning so that it helps the doctor with the accuracy of his decision, the speed of his decision, so that we can prevent the onset of the disease, the progression of the disease, and the unnecessary poor prognosis of the cancer disease. So if we start with our scientific communication and have build trust with our community people and our clients who are our patients and our community members. And universities are best fitted to start this conversation so that the AI conversation is not seen as some rumor. There are so many rumors around AI, even in my community, and false information. But it is our responsibility as the learned people in our societies to ensure that we pass on the correct information, especially with a cohort of so many students here that are in public health. You need to take it upon yourself to start being a health advocate, ensuring that in the spaces where you are in, you communicate the correct information so that people start to trust all these innovations that are made to ensure that we deliver better health to our people.
To Ms. Rianisa, is the answer enough?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Tembane, for your answer. That's very helpful for me. So basically, what we have to do is to give the correct information and not enabling any incorrect information. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ria, for the question, and Ms. Tembani for your answer. Now, I would like to read the next question. Is coming from Mr. Ihscc from Yogyakarta Health Polytechnic. I would like to read the question for you, Ms. Tembani. Good afternoon. As explained, AI offers several advantages. However, alongside these benefits, it also presents significant drawbacks. For instance, AI-based applications often show varied output when processing data input. Furthermore, the use of large amount of sensitive patient data to train this AI system raises serious privacy and ethical concern. What are the most effective strategies to address these issues? What are the most effective technical and clinical strategies to enhance model robustness and ensure that AI-assisted diagnosis remain consistent and trustworthy for clinicals? That's the question from Mr. Ihscc. To Ms. Tembani, you can answer the question.
Okay. Oh, that is a very rich question. Thank you. That was a very intelligent question. With regards to firstly the ethics of using AI, if we are moving, as we are all moving into integrating AI into our health systems, there needs to be policies and principles on how we go about applying these AI tools without compromising the rights of the public and the patient doctor patient confidentialities that happen with this, because one glitch in that app, our information can be published to the whole world. So we need to have one guidelines and principles on the ethical use of AI, and also to ensure that the model is robust and it's consistent and trustworthy. First things first, high quality training. For us to be able to make decisions, we need high quality, diverse, representative patient data. That includes the demographics, that includes the clinical history labs and imaging. That's how we're going to improve the AI sensitivity and be able to generalize for that specific population. Two, earlier on, they spoke about black box problems. So we need to use explainable AI techniques so that we are able to validate and to help the clinicians to understand and to trust the AI outputs. And also, we need to work on the health worker perceptions through engagement, training, and ensuring that we demonstrate and train the AI's clinical value. And so that it is only when people are confident in the value of the technology that they will be confident, they will trust it, they will accept it, and find it appropriate to use in their daily clinical decision making. So until then, even no matter how grand and how great our innovations for diagnosis, monitoring, and even prognosis, risk assessment, they will never be acceptable to the practitioner and to the patient until everybody is on board. So I think that's how we can integrate that both in management, in policy, and also in clinical practice.
Thank you, Ms. Timbani, for your answer. And now we have another question from Mr. Budi Setiawan. I would like to read the question for you, Ms. Timbani.
Okay.
From Mr. Budi Setiawan, based on your presentation, and you have been mentioned before, there are a lot of AI module that can be used for diagnose a disease, not only in cancer, but for another disease too. But honestly, as I know, we have some problem to implement or apply AI in many hospital or public health center. In your opinion, what strategies that can be used to handle this obstacle in the field, not only to raise the knowledge for health workers, but for systematic strategies too? That's the question from Mr. Budi Setiawan to Ms. Timbani. You can answer the question.
Okay. So first things first, the technology strategy and the integration of technology of AI as a technology or as a clinical diagnostic tool should be adopted at government level. Once it is adopted at government level, it becomes part of the standard operating procedure. It becomes part of the workup for a certain disease. If it's not explicitly said, when do I use AI as a medical practitioner, it will continue being an optional thing until it is integrated into policy, one. Two, there are people that want to use AI in the diagnosis of many diseases, but they don't have access to the tools that are responsible for the diagnosis of the disease. So if we improve infrastructure and access to these AI tools, that will change our health system. Three, Of course, we cannot expect ourselves and our departments and our hospitals or healthcare centers to just go on a full-scale implementation of AI. We need to do pilot projects and to ensure that we tease out the teething problems that come with any innovation and any implementation of any new strategy or intervention in a health system. So start small, ensure that we get rid of all the teething problems and all the mishaps and the hallucinations that any technology comes with before we can then roll it out to the whole healthcare center, to the whole hospital system. Now, because of the rapidly changing environment, healthcare environment, and how we are just always catching up to the global north, to the practitioner that is in a low and middle income economy, it can be frustrating. But this whole process that I've just explained, it requires a lot of patience and a lot of support from your colleagues and from the leadership of the healthcare center or the healthcare innovation center that is responsible for that AI tool. I hope I've answered the question.
Thank you, Ms. Timbani, for your great answer. And we have our last question in here for our session. I would like to read our last question on this session from Mr. Muhammad Akbar from Surabaya Health Polytechnic. I would like to read the question for you, Ms. Timbani. Good afternoon.
Yes.
I would like to ask a question. As we know that AI might successfully flag a suspicious case, but what system need to be in place to ensure that patient can navigate the often complex pathway to confirmation, diagnosis, and treatment without getting lost in the system? That's the question from Mr. Muhammad Akbar to Ms. Timbani. You can answer the question.
AI is supposed to not frustrate us, not frustrate the patient, not frustrate the practitioner. So in practice, we need to mitigate that risk of that happening by being transparent in our AI algorithms, one. Two, also having a clear clinical guideline on if I've tested this, I move from this. If I've tested this, I move from this, and documentation. And I think that's how we can use AI recommendation to inform, but it still does not replace the judgment of the healthcare practitioners. So the clinical decision still lays with the practitioner, with the healthcare worker. And this ensures that the patient is safe while still ensuring that you still deliver as a healthcare practitioner on time, because we don't want the patient to be confused. We don't want the diagnosis to be delayed. We don't want the practitioner to be also frustrated. So we need to have a proper way and a documented guideline that ensures that we don't find ourselves in that situation.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Timbani, for your answer. I
you.
would like to thank you again to Ms. Timbani for your great answer and insightful presentation. To Ms. Timbani, I would like to conclude our presentation and Q&A session. The powerful message we are left with is that artificial intelligence is a vital tool for bridging the healthcare gap, especially in regions like Africa and Indonesia facing similar challenges. We have seen how AI can augment limited resources, provide scalable solutions for early detection through imaging and pathology, and enable personalized risk prediction to save life. Crucially, this is not just a technological journey, but a human one. As emphasized, students and the next generation are the catalyst for change, combining local knowledge with innovation to build healthier, more equitable futures. Let's carry forward this call to action for collaboration and empowerment. Please join me in thanking our speakers once again. Please give applause to Ms. Tembane. All right, before we end the session, let me have a closing statement from Ms. Nakukanya Tembane. To Ms. Nakukanya, can you please give us the closing statement for our session today?
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers, to thank everybody that has been involved in ensuring that this conference is a success. Thank you so much. This is a wonderful platform. And I would like to commend the students that are here attending this conference on your dedication on a Sunday to come and listen to scientific presentations and to present your work. And I would also like to invite colleagues that would like to present, to collaborate in an African context on non-communicable diseases. I will share my email address for those that would like to be in contact with me. If I'm unable to reach you, please kindly contact the organizers for my email address. I'm accessible in that manner. And thank you so much for this platform. And I hope you guys have a good day further.
Thank you very much once again to Ms. Nakukanya Tembane. And now here we will give Ms. Nakukanya Tembane a virtual certificate as our gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are came into the documentation session. To all the participants, please open your camera and get ready for the documentation session. All right. Are you ready? The participant, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start counting from 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you very much to all participants for participating this session. And finally, we have reached at the end of the session. I am Gita Mayang as the moderator in the 5th session, would like to express my gratitude for the opportunity. And once again, I would like to thank you to Ms. Nakukanya Tembane for your great presentation. And I apologize if there were any mistakes while guiding the material session. Thank you and see you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Master of Ceremony, the time is yours.
Ms. Nakukanya Tembane, we thank you for your time today. And for Ms. Gita, we thank you for guiding us as our moderator.
Alright, wow, it has been a long day, isn't it, Aurin?
Yes, Ariel. Now we know this is the event you are all waiting for.
For our last session, give applause to Mr. Ihscc Amanullah as our Chief of Adjudicator. To Mr. Ihscc Amanullah, please step forward to announce the winner of the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference 2025.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening to all of the participants, all of the committee, all of the adjudicators, all of the panelists, and also our third vice directors. Thank you very much for following this session till the end. And this is the moment that we have been waiting for. To all of the participants of International Health Student Competition and also Conference 2025. This is the 5th year that we have held this competition and conference. And I would like to give a special thanks to all of our committee here that made a lot of hard work and effort to make this event to be realized and come true. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the adjudication panel, I extend our deepest appreciation. The quality of your work presented across all of the categories was truly outstanding and made our task both challenging and also inspiring too. A special congratulations to the winner. Your dedication, innovation, and also excellence have rightfully earned for you to this recognition. To every participant, remember that all of your effort and courage in competing are victories. Keep pushing the boundaries of knowledge and your skills. Thank you for an unforgettable competition. The future of health sciences is bright in your hand. And I hope that we can see you again in the next Ihscc 2026. So ladies and gentlemen, here are the champion of International Health Student Conference and Competition 2025. So, the winner of Ihscc 2025.
Alright, thank you very much, Mr. Rizky Amanullah, for announcing the grand winners.
And congratulations to all the winners of the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference.
Esteemed guests, we have now come to a close of our agenda. We would like to thank you all for attending the 5th International Health Student Competition and Conference.
We are thrilled at the number of the participants this year and hope to see you all again next year. I, Aurin Kirana Putri Barlianta, and my co-master of ceremony, Ariel Fitiansyah, would like to apologize for any mistakes we unintentionally made throughout our time guiding this conference.
And don't forget to fill the attendance link, and the certificate of attendance shall be uploaded as soon as possible. Congratulations to the champions and award winners.
Again, thank you all for your participation and attendance.
And see you next year. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi